What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 2HH Chapter 36 Very lucrative evaluation vote broken 1500 plus more. Not long after, Konoha provided it to the candidates who came to Konoha to take the Chunin exam from the outer village and the hotel where Jonin lived. Yèyuè Guāng and Terumi Mei, who returned from the Hyuga clan and the ninja school, met here. On the way back, I heard that you beat Uchiha Shisui, Konoha's first genius, and you really can't get off for a moment. After stepping into the room, Terumi Mei gave her a white look and said, "Tomorrow's second exam will be assembled in the Death Forest at Konoha's 44th training ground. It will last for 5 days. I will tell you in advance to ask for it. Come on, when the second game is over, the gift is almost ready." Yèyuè Guāng's encouraging palm slapped the other's fragrant shoulder. To be honest, he never expected Hyuga Hinata to agree so simply. It seems that 4 years ago, Sarutobi Hiruzen's choice made him angry enough. If it weren't for the Hyuga clan, the character tends to be calm, not as domineering as Uchiha. I'm afraid that during Sarutobi Hiruzen's tenure, not only Uchiha, but even them will be annihilated. Don't let go. Just when Yèyuè Guāng was thinking about it, Terumi Mei suddenly reminded. Yèyuè Guāng then realized that his hands were still on the shoulders of others. "Ah, sorry." Yèyuè Guāng quickly retracted his hand and quickly changed the subject. "In Cloud Shinobi Village for more than a year, are you still used to it?" "It's been a year, I'm not used to it, but I'm used to it." Terumi Mei gently moved the hair before her eyebrows, her smile a little bitter. Although in Cloud Shinobi Village, there is no need to worry about the endless pursuit of Yagura. But when she thinks that her hometown is still in the bloody state of dayless days, her mood doesn't get better. Advertisement, "Don't worry, Miss Shinobi will return to you sooner or later." Yèyuè Guāng said comfortingly, also stating the facts. "Thank you. If it weren't for you, I might not live today." Terumi Mei hugged her knees with her hands around her knees, and cast her grateful eyes at Yèyuè Guāng. "I know, Raikage and other Cloud Shinobi executives. You wanted to kill me and kill the donkey?" Yèyuè Guāng didn't reply for a while, just listened to Terumi Mei continue. "1 year ago, when you brought me and Kimimaro to Cloud Shinobi Village, I took advantage of Izabui's attention when I left. Quietly left the sleeping clone to eavesdrop on the conversation between you and Raikage. At that time, I knew that Raikage and his assistant advocated killing me after using me." With that, the pupils in Terumi Mei's eyes quietly glanced at Yèyuè Guāng and whispered, "It's you who resisted all opinions and saved my life, otherwise I don't know when I will be killed." "Actually I know you were eavesdropping," Yèyuè Guāng muttered inwardly. Electromagnetic waves coupled with the combination of seeing, hearing and color, everything that happens in Cloud Shinobi Village. Not to mention Terumi Mei, even White Zetsu can't escape Yèyuè Guāng's perception. But he didn't tell Terumi Mei the truth, otherwise it would be too ruining. "You are a trustworthy person, and I believe in you." Yèyuè Guāng folded his hands on the back of his head and said, sticking to the corner of the wall. Terumi Mei is definitely a clear stream among the group of movies who like to play tricks, and is quite similar to Namikaze Minato. More importantly, she is still with the big beauty, which has become an important bonus item. "Your cousin also said that he wants you to have some children with me, and use this method to trap me. Have you really had this idea?" Terumi Mei suddenly asked with a smile. "Damn it. Is it so open?" Advertisement. Yèyuè Guāng, who was slumbering with his eyes closed, suddenly opened his eyes in fright. And Terumi Mei suddenly realized how ambiguous what she said, and even some hints were in it. His face flushed with shame immediately, he hurriedly covered his small mouth, turned his head and did not dare to look at each other again. "You talk to any man so openly?" Yèyuè Guāng couldn't help but approach the opponent for a three-pointer, and asked with half-empty eyes. In the later period of the original book, this Nizi is simply a marriage freak. "No, you are the exception." Terumi Mei was immediately irritated by Yèyuè Guāng's question. After angrily refuted, Kaido's voice became smaller and smaller. Yèyuè Guāng's heart moved, and he stretched out his palm to press this Nizi's profile face. And Terumi Mei stared at Yèyuè Guāng blankly for a long time, then slowly closed her eyes. Yèyuè Guāng. "Okay, I'm not a marriage freak yet, but it's definitely a love brain. Now I have a major problem before me, dear or not." There was a vague picture of Sam Yi's madness in his mind. After hesitating for 2 seconds, Yèyuè Guāng said that Laozi is such a good man, how about more confidence? More importantly, don't hurt the girl's heart. Immediately, Terumi Mei only felt her lips being touched lightly. Then, something ran in, and Yèyuè Guāng's feeling is, "This girl is very moist." Chapter 37 Silly White Sweet Uchiha Shisui, evaluation vote broken 1800 plus more. Including Konoha, Cloud Shinobi, and Sand Shinobi, the joint Chunin examinations involving nearly 10 ninja villages of all sizes are still going on in an orderly manner. Konoha's Uchiha Itachi, Sand Shinobi's Sakura, Cloud Shinobi's Terumi Mei and others. Both successfully entered the second 5-day Dead Forest survival assessment. By the way, Yèyuè Guāng didn't do anything further to Terumi Mei last night. It's not because the aunt is here, it's just that it's not good for a girl to act with injuries. And the fact that Uchiha Shisui was beaten up by Yèyuè Guāng, within Konoha's circle of ninjas, also caused a turmoil. No one would doubt the strength of shimmering Shisui. I can only sigh that Yèyuè Guāng is really stronger than they thought. Huh, Cloud Shinobi is getting stronger, inside a meatball shop in Konoha. Kakashi couldn't help but sigh with emotion, and around him, sitting Might Guy, Yurihong, Sarutobi Asuma and other Jonin in the same class. Kakashi, you are so unreasonably worried, do you want to run 500 laps around Konoha together? Might Guy threw a fist boldly, feeling sitting next to him, the air started to heat up. Is the gap between us and Cloud Shinobi really that big now? Yurihong took a bite of the ball and frowned slightly. Don't worry too much, Hong, Konoha is the leader of my father, the strongest Naruto. Although just over 20, Asuma, who was already full of beard, deliberately pretended to be cool. The vast majority of Konoha shinobi are like him, they all take Sarutobi Hiruzen, the name of the strongest Naruto, water-infused pork, seriously. Hey, look. Yurihong hadn't answered Asuma. Dan Hong's eyes were suddenly startled, and he motioned everyone to look outside the shop. The other three turned their heads and looked out. It was discovered that Yèyuè Guāng was walking side by side with Hyuga Hinata. Well, how can these two people go together? Kakashi was taken aback at once. Advertisement, you know, because of the relationship between Hyuga Hinata, the relationship between the two should be incompatible. Not many people know about the Hyuga Hinata incident 4 years ago, and Kakashi is one of them. After all, he is considered Sarutobi Hiruzen's henchman. Do you want to follow? Asuma suggested. Have you forgotten the fate of Uchiha Shisui? Yurihong asked indifferently. Hearing this, Asuma suddenly became stunned. No matter how arrogant he is, it is impossible to say that he won, shimmering Shisui. Knowing that he had sent Uchiha Shisui to monitor this incident secretly when it was discovered by Yèyuè Guāng. Sarutobi Hiruzen was frightened. After all, everyone in the ninja world knows the hot temper of the Cloud Shinobi ninja. And this person is the second in command of Cloud Shinobi Village. If he wants to tear the covenant and start a war with one person, it is not impossible. I'm very sorry, Hokage-sama. In the Naruto office, Uchiha Shisui knelt on one knee in front of Sarutobi Hiruzen and bowed his head apologizing. It's okay, fortunately in misfortune, he didn't take any drastic actions. Sarutobi Hiruzen fiddled with the crystal ball between his palms in response. Uchiha Shisui looked grateful, Hokage-sama is really kind. On the surface of the crystal ball, Yèyuè Guāng and Hyuga Hinata are walking side by side on the Konoha main road. For this picture, Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't feel much surprise. The topic the two discussed is that Hyuga Hinata wants to see her daughter Hyuga Hinata. And Yèyuè Guāng is talking to him about the content of the price. Suddenly, in the crystal ball screen, Yèyuè Guāng raised his head to face the sky and smiled, while at the angle of Sarutobi Hiruzen. Advertisement, the other party turned his face to him, showing a weird smile. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face changed drastically, was discovered? Hiss, suddenly, several arcs flashed around the crystal ball. Uchiha Shisui cried out in silence. Hokage-sama, be careful. Boom. The crystal ball exploded. Sarutobi Hiruzen, now over 60 years old, was caught off guard and couldn't avoid it. A dark green skeleton arm suddenly stretched out of Uchiha Shisui's body, wrapping Sarutobi Hiruzen inside. The explosion of the entire crystal ball caused violent storms in the office. After several seconds, it gradually stopped. Hokage-sama, are you okay? Uchiha Shisui asked anxiously. Shisui, you are. Mangekyo Sharingan. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the chakra bone hand that protected him, and the four-cornered windmill that Uchiha Shisui saw was different from the ordinary three-goad jade. The memory instantly goes back to 50 years ago, when Uchiha Madara used Mangekyo Sharingan to control 9 tails, looking for his mentor Senju Hashirama to single out the scene. He is still fresh in his memory. Yes, this was awakened when the companion lost his life in the mission some time ago. Uchiha Shisui retracted Susanoo and said, Shisui, what is your Mangekyo Sharingan ability? Reluctantly suppressing the shock in his heart, Sarutobi Hiruzen recalled that his teacher Senju Toburama had said that every pair of Mangekyo had 2 terrifying pupil skills, and could not help but question Uchiha Shisui. Mai is a kind of illusion called Distinguished Heavenly Gods, the effect is. Silly told the secret of Distinguished Heavenly Gods, the ultimate illusion that can unknowingly change people's thinking, to a veteran who plays power. Sure enough, the human brain circuits of the Uchiha clan are quite strange. Chapter 38. When did Hokage become hereditary? Just when White Lotus Uchiha Shisui elaborated on his ability to distinguish heavenly gods for Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen doesn't know at all. Yèyuè Guāng and Hyuga Hinata have arrived at his house. The Sarutobi tribe is less than half a mile away. Hey, did you make a mistake? Put the Book of Seal here? Yèyuè Guāng looked at the plaque at the entrance to the main gate of the distant clan, and raised his eyebrows to ask Hyuga Hinata. How could the seal book be put here? Hyuga Hinata vowed. 3 years ago, after Orochimaru defected, he was investigated and found that he had sneaked into the forbidden room of the Hokage building and stole the Book of the Seal. After that, the third generation put it in his home for fear of being stolen from the sealed book, which all the patriarchs of the Konoha Shinobi clan knew. This reason is really irrefutable, worthy of being the strongest Naruto. In some respects, Sarutobi Hiruzen is indeed the strongest. Yèyuè Guāng closed his eyes and replaced his eyes with seeing. hearing and color, to perceive the location of the Sarutobi tribe, especially the location of the Sarutobi Hiruzen mansion. About half a minute later, Yèyuè Guāng slowly opened his pupils and said, "There is a woman, pregnant woman, pregnant woman?" Hearing this vocabulary, Hyuga Hinata was taken aback for a moment, and then suddenly said, "That should be third Hokage's daughter-in-law, Sarutobi Rai." "Daughter-in-law? Why is Asuma getting married soon?" Yèyuè Guāng raised his eyebrows in surprise. "No, the wife of his eldest son Sarutobi Shinosuke." Hyuga Hinata explained again. Yèyuè Guāng just remembered that Sarutobi Hiruzen had two sons, Konohamaru's parents. "It's just that the plot hangs at the beginning of the story, there is no sense of existence at all, and I can't remember it for a while." "So, the kid in the belly is Konohamaru. Are you going to wait until Sarutobi Rai leaves to do it?" Hyuga Hinata asked. "What do you say?" Yèyuè Guāng asked with a smile. Well, Hyuga Hinata also realized that he asked a stupid question. Advertisement. Although Sarutobi Rai is also the captain of the Anbu squad, his strength is inferior to that of Jonin. What's more, now that he has a big belly, how can he stop Yèyuè Guāng? "I'm afraid that it's not too late to see the other party, so I'll be killed." "Do you want revenge?" Yèyuè Guāng suddenly spoke, smiling at Hyuga Hinata. "Give back what Sarutobi Hiruzen did to your children." Hyuga Hinata's white pupils suddenly tightened. In a short moment, the image of Sarutobi Hiruzen saying, "Hinata, Konoha will remember Hyuga's sacrifice, 4 years ago," came to mind again. The anger that rose suddenly swallowed his reason. "Your name is Konohamaru. This is the name your grandfather gave you. He also said that you will inherit him and become Hokage in the future." In Sarutobi Hiruzen's residence, Sarutobi Rai sits on the tatami, stroking her greatly bulged belly, and whispering to the child in her belly. But at this moment, a familiar and indifferent voice sounded in the room that should have been empty. "Has it been designated as Naruto before being born? When did the Naruto position become hereditary, Mrs. Sarutobi?" Sarutobi Rai turned her head in amazement and saw two men standing on the other side of the room. And it was Hyuga Hinata who spoke indifferently. "Hinata, patriarch, you." Sarutobi Rai was stunned. Yèyuè turned to look around and said, "I'm going to get the Book of Seals. This woman is at your disposal, but don't make too much noise, this matter can't be discovered." Just after speaking this sentence, Yèyuè Guāng's expression became a little weird. This plot, the husband is currently guilty of ahem. Subconsciously cast a glance at Sarutobi Rai, barely 70 points. Yèyuè Guāng's aesthetics has been stymied by Sammy, Terumi Mei and other women. Sarutobi Rai was the captain of Anbu before she became pregnant, how could she not know the name of Yèyuè Guāng? What's more, the other party is wearing Cloud Shinobi's forehead protector. "Hi, Patriarch Hinata, what are you doing? He is the enemy who snatched your daughter." Sarutobi Rai pointed at Yèyuè Guāng and shouted, "Advertisement. The one who snatched my daughter was our beloved Hokage-sama." Hyuga Hinata roared out the anger that had been suppressed in his heart for nearly 5 years. Yèyuè Guāng raised his eyebrows and said, "Really, why are you shouting so loudly?" "Rai, how?" At this time, a man in Anbu costume appeared in the courtyard. The current captain of Anbu, Sarutobi Shinosuke. He just saw this scene when he came back from the mission. Hyuga Hinata's heart beat fiercely and whispered a bad moment. In the courtyard soil near Sarutobi Shinosuke's feet, a large amount of iron sand was suddenly drilled out, which turned into an extremely sharp blade in the blink of an eye. Draw a hole in Sarutobi's new throat that is enough to shut him up, but not to die on the spot. Cough. The blood from the wound of the throat gushed wildly like a faucet that could not be shut off. Sarutobi Shinosuke fell to the ground and hurriedly reached out to plug the wound, but to no avail. "Husband!" Sarutobi Rai yelled out of voice. Even Hyuga Hinata was shocked. Although Sarutobi Shinosuke is the captain of Anbu, compared with the former captain Hitaki Tsukumo, it is a heaven and an underground. But, he was killed instantly? Give it to you. After patting Hyuga Hinata on the shoulder, Yèyuè Guāng went upstairs to search for the Book of Seals. Hyuga Hinata also recalled the decision that Sarutobi Hiruzen would rather sacrifice Hyuga than go to war 4 years ago. The anger rose again. Let it go, let it go, let it go my kid." Sarutobi Rai pressed her stomach tightly, crying hard. Hyuga Hinata looked at Sarutobi Rai with condescending eyes. "You have children, but I don't. Why can you Sarutobi clan decide the life and death of my children?" Having said that, Hyuga Hinata held up his palms and shot 8 trigrams palms with one blow. Chapter 39. I have never treated anyone who has helped me. When Yèyuè Guāng walked downstairs humming a little song. The living room is stained with the blood of Sarutobi Shinosuke and Sarutobi Rai. Hyuga Hinata did not show any ecstasy, but looked at his blood-stained hands. There was even a hint of fear in Byakugan. Obviously, killing Hokage's son and daughter-in-law scared him. "Really?" Yèyuè Guāng commented inwardly. To be honest, Hyuga Hinata and Uchiha Fugaku look alike. They all belong to the type with good eyes and low hands. A bit of strength, a bit of ambition, but when it was really going to do something big, Yèyuè Nuo dared not do one thing absolutely. In the original book, the original plan was to start a revolution, but because of the filial son Uchiha Itachi and Uchiha Fugaku, who took a whole family in to protect the younger son Urzuzi. So did Hyuga Hinata, who killed the Sarutobi couple and became scared again. I don't need to be comforted. Yayi Guang walked up to the road leisurely. I can't look back anymore. Hyuga Hinata, who recovered from his anger, smiled bitterly. He also realized that he had completely lost his judgment in anger. Did not consider the consequences of doing this in the slightest. And now he, and even the entire Hyuga clan, are tied to Yayi Guang's chariot. From the very beginning, I was fooled around by this man. Don't worry, I am not Sarutobi Hiruzen, and I have never treated anyone who helps me wrong. Yayi Guang carried the huge sealed book on his shoulder with his left hand, and snapped his fingers with a pop with his right hand. The iron sand that had been buried deep in the soil once again floated up, flew into the living room and hovered over the two corpses. In the next moment, I just listened to the tears of, wow. The iron sand turned into countless sharp blades, and the two bodies were completely divided. Well, advertisement Hyuga Hinata, who had been on the battlefield, felt sick when seeing this scene. Cover your mouth quickly to prevent yourself from vomiting. Subsequently, Yayi Guang did not let the iron sand return to the soil. And let it rise and fall around the living room, you're thinking. Seeing this scene, Hyuga Hinata immediately guessed Yayi Guang's intentions. Perfect, let us wait for the strongest Hokage's response next. Yayi Guang smirked, as the noon hour came gradually. The servants of the Sarutobi family in charge of chores entered the mansion one after another, ready to ask if Sarutobi Rai is ready to eat. However, after entering the entrance and seeing the scene inside, just like the scene of purgatory on Earth, several maids suddenly fell to the ground with fright and screamed. Some ninjas of the Sarutobi clan around heard the sound and quickly rushed over. And their reaction was not much better than these maids. Shinosuke-sama. Rai, Mrs. Rai. Oh my god, what happened to this? Hurry up, report to Master Naruto, vomit. The Sarutobi ninjas who saw this scene were either paralyzed and collapsed, or retched and vomited. It took a few minutes for someone to gradually recover, and went straight to the Hokage building to report the incident to their boss. Son, daughter-in-law, and unborn grandson whose outlines are vaguely visible in the pool of blood. When Sarutobi Hiruzen knew about it, I really don't know how he will react. Advertisement. At this moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen is having a headache for Uchiha Shisui's ability. If you change to the usual troubles, he has notified the three old buddies to come to a meeting to discuss whether Uchiha Shisui should be killed. But the ability of distinguished heavenly gods made Sarutobi Hiruzen very hesitant. If such a terrifying ability can be used by oneself, wouldn't it kill two birds with one stone? For example, let Uchiha Shisui use it on a certain powerful ninja, and plant an absolute loyalty command in that person's mind. For example, Yèyuè Guāng. There was a picture of a ninja as powerful as Yèyuè Guāng working on him. Sarutobi Hiruzen under YY couldn't help but laugh. Or, use it for Danzo. This old man coveted the position of Hokage, not a day or two, Sarutobi Hiruzen knew very well in his heart. It is also a good choice to use Danzo. But Uchiha Shisui said that once the media is used, it takes more than 10 years. And he himself intends to use it on Uchiha. This makes Sarutobi Hiruzen very hesitant. Uchiha? If it's really reversed, won't it be over if you just serve it in one pot? Using distinguished heavenly gods for this kind of thing is a waste. Of course, Sarutobi Hiruzen is not so stupid to tell Uchiha Shisui what is in his heart. Although this kid was brainwashed by himself. Oh, no, he was educated thoroughly by himself. But if it irritates him, what if he uses distinguished heavenly gods on himself? This is not impossible, the dog will jump the wall in a hurry. Bang, it was when Sarutobi Hiruzen had a headache how to deal with Uchiha Shisui, or how to deal with his eyes. The office door was slammed open, and several ninjas of the Sarutobi family knelt down in front of him and shouted. Huo, Naruto-sama, Shinosuke young master and Mrs. Rai, there being. Chapter 40 Are you honeymooning with public funds? The scrolls of heaven and earth used in the Death Forest survival test. If opened in the dead forest, it will automatically release hypnosis. And when the central tower in the center of the forest opens, chakra will be sent back to the assessment department, and the final round of the examiner will be sent to prepare for the third exam. The empty central tower faces the battlefield, Konoha's Uchiha Itachi, Sand Shinobi's Yakura, and Terumi Mei of Cloud Shinobi. During the 5-day survival assessment, the 3 representatives of Darren Village arrived at almost the same time within 2 days. In the empty battlefield, silently staring at each other. And they are all based on one person as a small team. Are you representatives of Cloud Shinobi and Sand Shinobi? As expected, they are not general. Seeing the second daughter who was a few years older than him, Uchiha Itachi secretly said inwardly. Although Naruto-sama made himself the representative of Konoha, he wanted to show Konoha's strength in front of ninjas from other countries. But to those two people, to be honest, Uchiha Itachi is not very sure of winning. At this moment, a flash of shadow suddenly flashed behind Uchiha Itachi with the instant technique, and put it on his shoulder with a smile. Don't worry, you are a genius of our Uchiha clan, you won't lose. Terumi Mei and Yi Kang, who were standing on the opposite viewing platform, looked slightly stagnant. Uchiha Shisui. Hearing this, Uchiha Itachi also subconsciously raised his hand to caress his eyelids. Indeed, as Shisui said, in a one-to-one situation, Sharingan holders have an overwhelming advantage, which is a consensus in the ninja world. I will not lose easily. It's hard to say, Uchiha's strongest phantom ninja. At this moment, Yèyuè Guāng stepped into the main gate of the battle tower without knowing it and said with a smile. Advertisement, how many of Konoha's geniuses have a good ending? Compared with Yèyuè Guāng's arrogance, Baki, who walked a little later, seemed much more low-key. Walking behind Yi Kang without saying a word, he only whispered. Don't be ashamed of Sand Shinobi. In Terumi Mei, Yi Kang arrived at the central tower one after another. The Konoha shinobi who was in charge of monitoring the exam notified Yèyuè Guāng and Baki who led Jonin. Indicate that they can also go to the central tower to watch the battle. In fact, it is to show Konoha's strength to Jonin in these outer villages. Afterwards, they returned to the village and reported their shadows, so as to achieve the effect of deterring other countries. Are you finished with your business? Terumi Mei's left hand was held horizontally in front of Yu Shang, and her right hand raised her jade finger slightly across the corner. Every movement inadvertently revealed her seductive drunken temperament. But it's different from the kind of deliberate scratching. The natural charm seems to be engraved in the bones, and the feeling revealed inadvertently is even more criminal. This is the same reason that Yèyuè Guāng prefers her to wear bunny girl and dead Kushui costumes compared to naked Samui. I was surprised when it went so well. Yèyuè Guāng gave a mischievous smirk, supported Terumi Mei's slender waist with one hand, and clicked on her again. Hate, someone, Terumi Mei punched her fist. The Uchiha duo and Baki involuntarily turned their faces to the side of the spirit in embarrassment. Damn, what are these two people here for? Do you spend your honeymoon with public money? Sarutobi clan land, in the patriarch's residence. Although not many times have taken the lead and went to the battlefield in person. Advertisement, but at any rate, he has more than half a century of experience as a ninja. After seeing such a miserable situation in the living room, Sarutobi Hiruzen is not so scared and wretched like other rookie ninjas. But I know that these two stalls of non-human-shaped meat are actually my son and daughter-in-law, and the mass of meat that vaguely looks like a baby. His eyes were still darkened, and his body fell backward involuntarily. Master Naruto, Master Naruto, Master Naruto, please be careful. Seeing that Sarutobi Hiruzen was about to fall, fortunately, a few Sarutobi ninjas on both sides had fast eyes and hands, and quickly reached out to support him, so as to avoid the ending of Sarutobi Hiruzen's fall. This scene is like a group of eunuchs supporting the emperor and saying, "The emperor, take care of the dragon body." This. What is this? Cough, mixed with grief, anger, and doubts, a mouthful of blood was spit out from Sarutobi Hiruzen's mouth. After several Sarutobi ninjas and the maids who had been frightened for a long time looked at each other, one of them Chunin said. When we arrive, we will already infiltrate Sarutobi's clan land silently. It is also possible to kill Sarutobi Shinosuke and Sarutobi Rai, who are Jonin and Special Jonin, without anyone discovering. The opponent is at least a quasi-shadow, and no matter how bad it is also an elite Jonin who has the limit of blood inheritance. Uchiha? Sarutobi Hiruzen thought of these three words subconsciously. Good guy, Uchiha has become a back-to-back clan in Konoha's top management. As long as any mods come out, they just buckle Uchiha's head. Hiruzen, what happened to this? Oh my god, then, are they Shinosuke and Rai? At this moment, Utatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura, who came one step later, were also shocked by this scene. After Sarutobi Ninja notified Sarutobi Hiruzen, he also told these two people. After all, Konoha knew that the four people, including Shimura Danzo, were urinating in a urinal. Chapter 41 The one who died as my own baby is different, evaluation votes broken 2,000 plus more. Yes, who is it, who is it? After all, Sarutobi Hiruzen knelt weakly on the blood-stained tatami, and beat the floor furiously. But the maids who were the first witnesses were the ninjas of the Sarutobi family. Can't give an exact answer. The Sarutobi tribe is Sarutobi Hiruzen's own territory. Unlike the Uchiha clan, a large number of monitors are secretly installed. Therefore, Yèyuè Guāng and Hyuga Hinata swaggered in so smoothly. Could it be Uchiha? Utatane Kaharu's squinted eyes flashed a little strangely. Mitokado Homura interface, it's very possible that they did it for revenge. I have to say that the elders group is truly amazing. It's no wonder that we have cooperated so tacitly for more than half a century, and we can always think of it together. The first suspect was Uchiha. If Yèyuè Guāng is here, you have to wonder if their group of people often exercises together when they're young. Hiruzen, there is a problem. Shimura Danzo, the last person in the F4 group of the Konoha elders, has also arrived. Squinting his left eye, which was not covered by the bandage, walked into the room and squatted down beside Sarutobi Shinosuke's corpse. Then he pointed to the cut wound and said, "Look here." I was reminded by Shimura Danzo. The tearful old Sarutobi Hiruzen barely recovered a trace of sanity and looked at the direction of the old friend's finger. In the pool of red blood, something was glowing with light. This is. Sarutobi Hiruzen reached out and touched in a trembling tone. It's iron sand. Shimura Danzo frowned and said. Third Raikage relied on this trick to establish the name of the strongest wind shadow. In the Second Ninja World War, their Konoha elders did not personally go to the front. But it does not prevent them from getting to know each other through intelligence. At that time, the iron sand technique of third Raikage caused Konoha to suffer a lot. Fortunately, Hitachi Shumao tried his best to turn the tide. Advertisement, Sunagakure. Sarutobi Hiruzen gritted his teeth and uttered 3 words from his throat. Iron sand technique, magnet style. This is a unique secret technique unique to Sunagakure. Hiruzen, calm down. It's time for the Chunin exams to be jointly held by various countries, so it's not convenient to disclose this. Seeing that Sarutobi Hiruzen is out of control, Yudatan Ekaharu rushed up to dissuade him. Not only Sand Shinobi, but also the dangerous Cloud Shinobi, as well as nearly 10 people from ninja villages, such as Takin, Yuin, and Rain Shinobi, are in Konoha. At this moment, if the news of the murder of Hokage's son and daughter-in-law was known to these people, they would never know what would happen. Mitokado Homura also tried to dissuade. Yes, Hiruzen, this time we should. Shut up. However, with Sarutobi Hiruzen's anger, Mitokado Homura choked the second half of the sentence back into his stomach on the spot. Shimura Danzo, who is on the surface safe and sound, is actually the same as Shimura Danzo. It is the first time that he has seen Sarutobi Hiruzen look so angry. Did not dare to open his mouth and hit the muzzle. No wonder, after all, his wife Lake Biwa died in the disaster of 9 Tails 5 years ago. Now Sarutobi Shinosuke, Sarutobi Rai and the unborn Konohamaru have also been killed 3 times. Now he Sarutobi Hiruzen can be said to have cut off his children and grandchildren. Can he still use his stuff? Is it too late to find another one now? What? And Asuma, how could that guy survive in the Hokage and humanities? Where is the representative of Sand Shinobi? Sarutobi Hiruzen's face flushed with anger, he almost bleeds and asks. An Anbu team member appeared, and said, Sand Shinobi's representative Yi Kang and Jonan Baki, who led the team, had arrived at the battle tower in the center of the Death Forest, ready for the 3rd test. Go. Sarutobi Hiruzen strode towards the Death Forest with only 1 word. When Yudatan Ekaharu and Mitokado Homura saw this, they quickly followed suit. After Shimura Danzo stayed in place for a while, he finally chose to follow. Although he really wanted to let Sarutobi Hiruzen step down and take the position of Hokage by himself. But the premise is not to let Konoha go away. Advertisement. Following Terumi Mei, Uchiha Itachi, and Yekura, other village teams that have made up the earth-coiling axis of the sky also arrived one after another. There are actually ninjas from Rain Shinobi Village. In retrospect, Rain Shinobi also participated in the original Chunin exam. It should be the guy Nagato who wanted to find out Konoha's information. Except for the dragon set whose name can't be called at all. Yèyuè Guāng still saw a few familiar figures, such as Maoyue Shion. The Hyuga ninja and the dog with her are obviously Genin, another member of the Inuzuka family. And it was Hyuga Hinata who led them in, when I saw this group of people coming in. Yèyuè Guāng also waved to Hyuga Hinata with a smile. Hyuga Hinata was taken aback for a moment, then nodded slightly in response. After Uchiha Shisui, Uchiha Fugaku also came. Do you want to see the heroic appearance of your son? That little girl with purple hair is so cute. Yèyuè Guāng slumped his hands on the railing of the stand and smiled. Suddenly felt 2 slender fingers caught between his earlobes. Yèyuè Guāng changed his mouth in time. But compared to Ming, it's still far behind. Terumi Mei hummed softly, and then took his hand back. For the remaining candidates who are still in the Death Forest, it is no longer possible to collect 2 sets of scrolls. I think this final round can also start early. At this time, a figure that made Yèyuè Guāng more attributes appeared in the center of the opposing station. Hitachi is 50-50. Hello everyone, I'm Hitachi Kakashi, the examiner of the 3rd test. Now I will explain the rules for everyone. Just as Kakashi was standing in the middle of the venue and talking. The Konoha elders led by Sarutobi Hiruzen, the Sarutobi family ninjas and Anbu ninjas with nearly 20 people are here. Except for Yèyuè Guāng and Hyuga Hinata, everyone else was stunned. Why is 3rd Hokage doing such a big scene? Yèyuè Guāng smiled and said. It's different if it's your own baby who died, don't you say? Sacrifice for Konoha. This time? Chapter 42 I just watched your dog biting the dog quietly, evaluation ticket broken 2,300 plus more. If Sarutobi Hiruzen arrives alone, or only a few entourages. Everyone else would just think that he was also here to watch the battle. After all, this is a good opportunity to observe the strength of ninjas from other countries. But the family ninjas and Anbu players who followed alone totaled more than 20 people. And Kakashi, Uchiha Fugaku and other Konoha Jonin also found out. Together with the other 3 elders in charge of the highest authority also came. I immediately realized that something might have happened. Just when everyone was puzzled, Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly turned his head and fixed his eyes on Baki and Hikura on the left side of the stand. Suddenly the 2 monk Zhang was puzzled. What's wrong with 3rd Hokage old man? Why look at yourself with the eyes of his wife? Hokage-sama, the final round of Chunin's exam is about to begin. You can go away quickly. Hyuga Hinata suddenly spoke. Uchiha Fugaku, Kakashi and others looked at Hyuga Hinata with surprise. Is this person who can't be seen? Hokage-sama's annoyed expression with a gun on his face. Actually still voluntarily bumped into it? Shut up. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who has always been a kind old man, couldn't hide his anger and coldly hummed 2 words. Hyuga Hinata walked back blankly, sneered inwardly. Are you so excited when something happened to your child? If you change to someone else, you will definitely persuade the other person to say, for Konoha, you will sacrifice it. How? Can't do it when it's your turn. Hyuga Hinata himself knew very well that he had been completely tied to Yèyuè Guang's chariot. Advertisement can't look back. In this case, there is only one way to go to black. Mr. Baki, Sunagakure must give the old man an explanation. Sarutobi Hiruzen gazes tightly on Baki again, and shouts sharply. Baki twisted his eyebrows slightly, and flashed to the opposite station below with Yi Kang using the body flicker technique, and asked. What does Hokage-sama mean? Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't start again, but threw something at Baki. This speed is nothing to Baki, who is Jonin. Raise your hand to catch it. After opening his palms, Baki's eyes moved slightly. This is iron sand. This was found from the remains of the old man's son, daughter-in-law, and unborn grandson. Sarutobi Hiruzen almost said this through gritted teeth. What are you talking about, old man, big brother, they actually. Sarutobi Asuma, who also came to watch the game in the stands, was also dumbfounded. Even the Konoha shinobi, or the outer village ninja, were equally scared. Is that a relative of Hokage, Ju, actually died? And listening to Sarutobi Hiruzen's remarks, he suspected that Sand Shinobi's people did it. This is the ninjutsu of your third Kazekage, do you Sunagakure have nothing to explain? Udatane Kaharu demanded. She knows very well that there is no word to persuade Sarutobi Hiruzen right now. If this is the case, it can only be unanimously directed at Sunagakure. Although it is like a wolf inside, like a dog outside, it has always been the style of Konoha elder Tiantuan. But that was also on the premise of harming the interests of their elders. Whether it was White Fang died, Senju was gone, Namikaze Minato was dead, Hyuga Hinata was abducted. Advertisement after all, these things have not shaken the fundamental interests of their elders. Once they hit the bottom line of these old foxes, they still jumped the wall in a hurry. Baki and Yi Kang trembled fiercely in their hearts. But on the surface it is still calm. Baki looked up and responded. Third Kazekage-sama has been missing for 10 years. Although we don't know what happened, this incident is definitely not what Sand Shinobi did. Is it possible that the missing third Kazekage is back again? Baki couldn't help but raise this suspicion in his heart. But no matter what, it is absolutely impossible to admit that this incident has something to do with Sand Shinobi in front of so many representatives of Shinobi Village. Sarutobi Hiruzen's kind-hearted grandfather's person setting really can't stand still. The roar made many people tremble with fright. I saw Sarutobi Hiruzen pointing at Baki and shouting furiously. Magnet style, iron sand technique is a secret technique only available to you Sand Shinobi, and the book of seal placed in the old man's house was stolen. The evidence is like a mountain. You Sand Shinobi still want to quibble. As soon as this remark came out, the whole village was in an uproar again. The Book of Seal, that is the invaluable treasure that records the 1,000 kinds of ninjutsu on Konoha from the opening of the village to the present, including forbidden technique. Did this fall into Sunagakure's hands? For a while, many other village ninjas looked at Baki and Yakura in their eyes, full of jealousy. I had known that they had also robbed it. Terumi Mei is full of deep meaning. Yèyuè Guāng has been smiling since just now. She knew what this guy took away. Yèyuè Guāng, who had been quietly watching your dog biting the dog, noticed the look in Terumi Mei's eyes. Smiling even more, took her Chang's hand, kissed her cheek, and continued to watch the good show. The dog bites the dog, it's really wonderful. Chapter 43. Do you want to go to war? I'm so excited. Hearing that the sealed book was stolen, Baki and Hakura were also taken aback. Prepared by second Hokage Senju Tobarama, the Konoha sealbook that records thousands of ninjutsu including countless powerful forbidden techniques. It can be said to be a treasure of inestimable value. They want it too, but the problem is that I didn't steal it. Obviously, someone is planting Sand Shinobi. As for the iron sand thrown by Sarutobi Hiruzen. To say that third Kazekage, who had been missing for more than 10 years, appeared, Baki really didn't believe it. Step back 10,000 steps, even if it was really done by third Kazekage. How could third Kazekage be so stupid to leave evidence on the scene? More likely, someone else mastered the iron sand technique and used this method to frame Sunagakure. Master Naruto, it is true that the developer of the iron sand technique is our Sand Shinobi's third Kazekage, but because you have been missing for more than 10 years, you accuse us of Sand Shinobi as the murderer. Isn't it too sloppy? Baki didn't get soft because the opponent was cage level, on the contrary, he should be hardened at this time. Because at this moment, he represents the entire Sunagakure and must not fall behind. Baki frowned and shouted, this is not evidence at all. However, Sarutobi Hiruzen had long been taken away by the tragic deaths of his son, daughter-in-law and grandson, and yelled. B******************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************* and he was about to use his good fire style good fire dragon technique. Master Naruto. Calm down. All Konoha shinobi's faces changed drastically. Because once you do it, it's not just a matter of words. It's a big event that can trigger armed disputes. Just as Sarutobi Hiruzen spit out sparks from his mouth, he was about to turn into a fire dragon to attack Baki and Hakura. Kakashi removed the forehead protector that was hiding in front of his left eye. Advertisement: the space where Mars just blurted out was suddenly distorted. And it showed a steady flow of internal rotation and disappeared completely without a trace in a few seconds before and after. It's Kamui. When I saw Mangekyo Sharingan in Kakashi's left eye. Many people present were stunned. The first to bear the brunt are the three of Uchiha. Uchiha Fugaku, Uchiha Shisui and Uchiha Itachi. A foreigner can actually awaken Mangekyo. And Shimura Danzo's eyes were also full of jealousy. A few years ago, he also inquired about Hitaki Kakashi awakening Mangekyo Sharingan. But Sarutobi Hiruzen has always kept this stinky boy under his command, and he has no chance to start. Is that Mangekyo Sharingan, who is rumored to be superior to Sharingan? It's really powerful. Terumi Mei exclaimed. It's really a troublesome technique, but it's not without a cracking method. Yèyuè Guāng hugged Terumi Mei's slender waist, and their shoulders were pressed together, like a couple watching a movie. Although he was taken aback by Kamui of Kakashi, Baki's attention was still mainly on Sarutobi Hiruzen, and he shouted with a cold expression. Naruto-sama, can I regard your attack just now as Konoha's post on San Shinobi? So what? Sarutobi Hiruzen yelled back inwardly. I have completely lost my judgment. For a while, Rain Shinobi, Yuin, Takin and many other Shinobu representatives were shocked. It was originally just a Chunin exam. How did it become a war between San Shinobi and Konoha? Hiruzen, calm down. Under such circumstances, even Shimura Danzo, the old Yinbi, couldn't help but stop it. He himself knows Konoha's military strength very well. Advertisement: compared to Sunagakure, the weakest village, it's actually not much stronger. Even if you can win the battle, do you think Cloud Shinobi and Rock Shinobi will not take advantage of the fire? When Shimura Danzo shouted so, Sarutobi Hiruzen also woke up instantly. It's too impulsive to scold myself inwardly. However, the words that were uttered were like spilled water and could not be taken back. Hyuga Hinata in the stands sneered even more. When his daughter was captured, Hyuga took the initiative to ask for battle, even taking the lead. But you, Sarutobi Hiruzen, wanted me to swallow and dedicate Hinata to Cloud Shinobi. But now that you stand in this position, you open your mouth to start a war. As a politician, his position changes quickly enough. Pop, 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 just when Sarutobi Hiruzen was in a cold sweat and hesitated about what should be good. A burst of applause actually attracted everyone's attention. At the right end of the viewing platform, I saw that Yèyuè Guāng was applauding constantly, and when everyone looked at him, he cheerfully said, "Are they going to war? San Shinobi and Konoha are really exciting." As soon as this remark came out, whether it was Sarutobi Hiruzen or Baki, his face looked extremely ugly. Because in Konoha, Cloud Shinobi, San Shinobi, the three big ninja villages. Currently, Cloud Shinobi is the strongest. One strong watched the 2 weak start the fight. This is equivalent to the previous life of Yèyuè Guāng, where Wei watched the war between Shu and Wu. No matter who loses or wins, it is the land of thunder that gets the cheapest in the end. Your Excellency Yèyuè Guāng, Ruolei's country is willing to assist us in the country of wind. We don't want any spoils after the war. We will give them all to Cloud Shinobi. Baki hardly hesitated for a second, and immediately turned his head and shouted at Yèyuè Guāng. Chapter 44. Now that you have done it, it's okay to do it a few more times. Baki was caught off guard by this hand operation. My mother, did you add it so fast? Even the group of elders, which has always been arrogant, had their eyes protruding out of fright. Turning his head to look at Yèyuè Guāng in the stands, eager to know the other's attitude. Even Yèyuè Guāng himself never expected San Shinobi to be so decisive. But it is not surprising. After all, although San Shinobi is weak and poor, he is not afraid. It was Konoha who had such a strong comprehensive strength, but it was really amazing that he drew a stroke at every important moment. What? The ruler is Sarutobi Hiruzen. Oh, that's all right. This is really a tempting proposal. Yèyuè Guāng touched his chin with an expression of being attracted. Everbright, Konoha and Cloud Shinobi are allies. Kakashi couldn't help shouting loudly. Yèyuè Guāng's eyes shifted slightly. Oh, 5-5. After a brief encounter in the Third Ninja World War, the two hadn't communicated with each other. Before Yèyuè Guāng could answer, Yikang said in a cold voice, Kaido. San Shinobi and Konoha are still allies, don't you still frame us? Obviously you killed my elder brother, sister-in-law and nephew. Asuma roared. Yikang's eyes grew colder and colder. If you insist on thinking so, see you on the battlefield. The red eyebrows on the side were frowning, and she wanted to slap Asuma. Is this fool who smokes too much and makes his brain silly? Can't notice how precarious the situation is now. Advertisement: San Shinobi wants to join Cloud Shinobi to fight Konoha. Mr. Hikari, we Konoha can also provide the same conditions. As long as we defeat San Shinobi, we don't need a sliver of the spoils, and we give it all to Cloud Shinobi. Sarutobi Hiruzen also quickly shouted. For a while, the atmosphere became extremely heavy. Everyone fixed their eyes on Yèyuè Guāng. It is not an exaggeration to say that his next decision will change the future situation of the entire ninja world. However, I saw Yèyuè Guāng dumbfounded and laughed. My lord, third generation, what kind of trophies can you get in the country of fighting the wind? Is their country worthy of aggression? Baki and Hakura's faces became black involuntarily. But he dared not refute a word. Yèyuè Guāng must not be offended now. Not very harmful and extremely insulting. In the 3 consecutive ninja wars, no country took the initiative to attack the country of wind, but repeatedly violated the strongest country of fire. What's the reason? Could there be no counts in the hearts of the old fritters present? It is not because the country of fire is rich and oily, and the country of wind is not worthy of even sending troops to invade. You Sarutobi Hiruzen said to give up the spoils to Cloud Shinobi? Whether damn it has any loot or not is a question, a bad check. Sarutobi Hiruzen's 4 political veterans were all speechless for a while. It makes sense, it's really speechless. Although he was humiliated by the side, Baki still held back his inner anger and offered a rainbow fart to Yèyuè Guāng. The Everbright people are extremely saying that after taking the land of fire, Sand Shinobi, are willing to form an alliance with Cloud Shinobi, and the 2 countries can marry to show that they are repaired. Slowly, I haven't finished speaking yet. Yèyuè Guāng waved his hands again and again to signal Baki not to rush to flatter him, and once again set his sights on the F4 group of elders headed by Sarutobi Hiruzen, and then said. However, it's not that there is no negotiation. As soon as these words were made, Konoha's people at the scene once again shined. Anyway, it can stop Cloud Shinobi and Sand Shinobi from jointly attacking Konoha. Advertisement Hyuga Hinata smiled inwardly. Wait and see, he will kill you all. As predicted. In the next second, Yèyuè Guāng raised his index finger and pointed towards the Uchiha trio headed by Uchiha Fugaku, squinting and smiling. The youngest son of Patriarch Fugaku, send it to me. This sentence seemed to have its own echo, echoing in the ears of everyone present. Yurihong, Maoyue Shi and Zhaorong shouted, what? Kakashi, Might Guy frowned, subconsciously thinking about the kidnapping of Hyuga Hinata 5 years ago, and gritted his teeth in a low voice. First Hyuga, is it Uchiha's turn this time? Uchiha Fugaku's eyes were about to burst into flames. 5 years ago, when Hyuga Hinata was forced to hand over her daughter. He thought about it in another way, if Cloud Shinobi wants his own son. Will Sarutobi Hiruzen let himself give his son out? Unexpectedly, this day really arrived. Uchiha Itachi, who had a face of bitterness and hatred in place all day long, couldn't keep calm even after the soul of Brokon was ignited. Gritting his teeth and about to take a step, Uchiha Shisui in the back saw this and quickly took his arm. His eyes kept beckoning Uchiha Itachi to calm down. Finally, Uchiha Itachi managed to suppress his anger. Since you have done it, it doesn't matter if you do it a few more times, right, Lord Naruto? Yèyuè Guāng said with a brilliant expression. It's still the same as last time. Give Konoha a 24-hour consideration time. Find a time tomorrow. We are waiting for good news in your office. It seems that this test can't be carried out. Ming, let's go shopping and enjoy the beauty of the first ninja village. Immediately, Yèyuè Guāng took Terumi Mei's delicate hand and strode out of the battle tower. Alas, Samui and Terumi Mei are on the same level of beauty. Why is it more exciting now? Is it true that the family flower does not smell of wild flowers? Chapter 45 You Hokage-sama are very unique after Yèyuè Guāng and Terumi Mei left. The huge battlefield fell into a dead silence. After a while, Sarutobi Hiruzen coughed and shouted. Everyone, I'm sorry, please go back to your residence for a while, and the 3rd exam will be suspended. Take an exam. TMD now who has the time to care about the exam. If one fails the 4th Ninja World War, the fight will begin. I must go back and report this shocking news to the leaders of the respective villages. Including Sand Shinobi's Baki and Hakura, all non-Konoha ninjas said nothing. Leaving the battle tower in a hurry, prepared to use summoning beast or teleportation to report the news to the heads of their respective ninja villages. Damn it, something big happened. Hakura galloped beside Baki and asked in a low voice. Mr. Baki, what should I do now? A drop of cold sweat fell on Baki's face, and he said in a deep voice. I will summon the summoning beast and send the news back to Master Fengying. You, find a way to negotiate with Yèyuè Guāng, and you must strive for the cooperation of Cloud Shinobi Village. If it really fights Konoha, Sand Shinobi has a very low chance of winning. They must find a way to win the support of Cloud Shinobi Village. Yes. Yi Kang nodded in response. Baki hesitated for a few seconds, then added another sentence. No matter how demanding he asks, promise him first, you know. I see. Yakura understood what Baki meant, even if Yèyuè Guāng wants his own. Wait until only Konoha Shinobi remains in the battle tower. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath and shouted, immediately notify all members of the decision-making team and gather in the highest meeting room. The decision-making group is mainly composed of the patriarchs of the 9th clan, such as Uchiha Fugaku, Hyuga Hinata, and Naruto. Although Konoha's supreme power is controlled by the 4 elders. But at least on the surface, you still have to behave. Itachi, go back and look after Sasuke. Advertisement. Uchiha Fugaku said solemnly. My father. The soul of Uchiha Itachi Brokon burned, frowning and looking at his father. Although he was almost brainwashed by the strongest illusionist fire will. But when it comes to the second pillar, Uchiha Itachi said that his people prevent killing, and Buddhas prevent killing Buddhas. Sasuke will ask you. Uchiha Fugaku said solemnly. Yes. Uchiha Itachi lowered his head and responded. Don't worry, Naruto-sama can't be the same. Uchiha Shisui patted Uchiha Itachi on the shoulder, originally trying to comfort him. But in the end, I suddenly remembered the lessons learned from Hyuga Hinata being abducted 5 years ago. Uchiha Shisui couldn't help but shake. It seems, it's not impossible. Just when Konoha and the villages were anxious for the fourth ninja war that might break out at any time. Yèyuè Guāng is holding Terumi Mei's small hand, wandering around the bustling streets of Konoha. The people at the bottom still don't know what major events have happened. Still living a small life with a happy face. Samui's personality makes her dislike this kind of crooked behavior like ordinary couples. What Yèyuè Guāng and Sammy did when they were together, except for some daily ninjutsu practice. Other times, it is basically papapa, although Yèyuè Guāng also likes it very much. But it was hard to find a girl who was all over the country, and she didn't show it off. She was ashamed of a successful man. Don't talk about vanity, this is the real man. And Terumi Mei is a complete love brain. I was a little embarrassed at the beginning, so I walked for a while and simply turned away from the guest. Holding Yèyuè Guāng's hand, he kept throwing food into his mouth. Go away, demon fox. Suddenly, a rough humming interrupted the two people's gloominess. The two looked up and saw the owner of a snack bar kicking out a small yellow hair. Advertisement Lil Huang Mao's eyes fell with tears and said, I obviously have money, why don't I sell what I eat? Because I don't want to entertain the demon fox, get out. The shop owner scolded. The Konoha people around him also watched with cold eyes, and many people smiled secretly. As if saying that the child deserves it. Terumi Mei frowned, let go of Yèyuè Guāng's hand, walked over with the octopus balls he just bought, and squatted beside Xiao Wangmao. Come on, eat. Xiao Wangmao looked surprised, and moved to tears 2 seconds later. Hey, how do you give the demon fox? When the shop owner saw this scene, the fire came immediately, and even wanted to scold him angrily. Yeah, do you wash it? Suddenly, a strong hand twisted his collar. In the next second, Yèyuè Guāng changed his hands and buckled his half of his body directly into the wooden wall. Bang! Under the loud noise, the upper half of the owner of the shop slammed into the wall. The Konoha residents around were stunned. Just when there's Konoha shinobi who wants to reprimand. Yèyuè Guāng exploded with thunder and shouted, what to see, get out of here. The visible thunder light smashed the surrounding things to pieces, frightening everyone on the street, whether civilians or ninjas, to be frightened and ran away. Bowing his head and curling his eyes, Yèyuè Guāng thought for 2 seconds before throwing his thick wallet into the other's arms and said, take it. Immediately, Yèyuè Guāng reached out to Terumi Mei again, let's go. Yeah, Terumi Mei nodded and reached over. Just when the two turned around and were about to leave. Just to look at the last group of people, Hitaki Kakashi, Might Guy, Sunset Red. Yèyuè Guāng couldn't help grinning. The way you Hokage-sama treat the son of a hero is very unique. Asterisk. Chapter 46 Anyone in power like you wants to rebel? Evaluation votes broken 2,500 plus more. By the way, that big beard isn't there. Noting how Shirihong's #1 licking dog Asuma was not there, Yèyuè Guāng suddenly remembered the previous events and smiled. I'm sorry, I almost forgot that his eldest brother and sister-in-law had just been slaughtered. It's too much to take advantage of the fire at this time. Shirihong shouted angrily. I'm too much. Yèyuè Guāng gave a funny laugh, and pointed his thumb up to Uzumaki Naruto who was still falling behind the golden beans. I feel that compared to your Hokage-sama, I will soon become a virgin. You know the identity of Naruto. Hearing what the other party said, Kakashi said in disbelief. I'm called a demon fox, and my last name is Uzumaki, plus the yellow hair that looks like a golden glitter. Isn't it difficult to recognize it? After all, I had a face-to-face encounter with him during the 3 World Wars. Yèyuè Guāng raised his head and glanced at the statue of Namikaze Minato on the mountain wall of Konoha, then chuckled lightly. You said, if you survived, what would you think of Konoha's treatment of his son like this? The 3 Konoha Jonin in front of him were speechless. Really, I don't feel like dating anymore, let's go back. Yèyuè Guāng glanced at her head and motioned for Terumi Mei to follow, and shouted with her back to the Kakashi trio. Let us look forward to tomorrow's arrival together. At this moment, Naruto suddenly wiped away the tears from his face and shouted at Yèyuè Guāng's back. I am Uzumaki Naruto, and I will become the man of Naruto in the future. Yèyuè Guāng paused, turned his head and smiled. That's a shame, 5th Hokage, you have no chance, you can fight for 6th generation's purpose. Hear this conversation. The face under Kakashi's mask changed slightly again. What does it mean? Advertisement. The meeting room of the Hokage building. The Konoha Elder Heaven Group headed by Sarutobi Hiruzen, plus Uchiha Fugaku, Hyuga Hinata, Ino Shikacho and many other decision-making groups including the Ninja Patriarchs. They are all sitting in front of this round table. If Sand Shinobi and Cloud Shinobi attack Konoha, our chances of winning are very low. Naraluji crossed her hands on her chin. Now Cloud Shinobi's comprehensive strength is the top 5 ninja villages. It is undisputed. Moreover, Terumi Mei has a mysterious identity and strong strength. In other words, you have to agree to Cloud Shinobi's request? Hyuga Hinata said with a cold expression. It's nothing, isn't it? Anyway, as Yèyuè Guāng said, it's not the first time. Since there is a precedent, it's okay to come a few times. Hyuga Hinata, pay attention to your attitude, what do you mean? Mitokado Homura pounded the desk hard and scolded. I'm just repeating what the elders of the elders have done. Is there any problem? Hyuga Hinata asked rhetorically. Well, Patriarch Heishi, Elder Homura, whether you agree with Yèyuè Guāng's request or not depends on Lord Naruto. Naraluju spoke in time to act as a peacemaker. Mitokado Homura gave a cold snort and said nothing. In their eyes, everything the elders did was for Konoha's good. Indeed, it is too risky to face the two-sided attack of Cloud Shinobi and Sand Shinobi. Shimura Danzo narrowed his left eye, which was not covered by the bandage, and glanced at Sarutobi Hiruzen obliquely. The spirit that the ninja pursues is forbearance and sacrifice. Isn't it a thing to sacrifice for Konoha? Hiruzen. Sacrifice? Does it mean that I want to surrender my son? Uchiha Fugaku said in a cold voice. Why didn't Master Danzo go by himself? Advertisement, does the old man have Sharingan? Danzo sneered, hiding under the bandage, and Sharingan, who had just been transplanted, blinked. Bang! Uchiha Fugaku punched the table hard and roared. Who dares to let me hand over Sasuke? I'll kill someone. Uchiha Fugaku, can't you rebel if you want to? Shimura Danzo took the opportunity to attack. Anyone like you in power wants to rebel. In a rage, Uchiha Fugaku even forgot this sentence and almost scolded him in with Sarutobi Hiruzen. Enough. Feeling the uncontrollable anger of Uchiha Fugaku, Sarutobi Hiruzen felt a sense of unbearable uncertainty. Hyuga Heishi, who has been watching with cold eyes, secretly cast his eyes and said solemnly. The old man didn't say to hand over Sasuke. Yes, it's rude, Master Naruto. Uchiha Fugaku sat down aggrieved, but his fists under the table were still clenched. After spending so many years in the Konoha political circle, what kind of urine is Sarutobi Hiruzen, can he not know? If you really believe them, you will not be far from death. Everyone, go back and rest first, the old man has to think about it. After a long silence, Sarutobi Hiruzen spoke again. As a result, the meeting was only a formality and the final decision was not in the hands of Hokage. After leaving the Hokage building and returning to the Uchiha clan, Uchiha Fugaku summoned the Chunin level and above members of the whole clan to Nanga Shrine for the first time. Chapter 47 Since Laozi crossed over, no one dared to threaten me, reward break 4,000 plus more. If the elders really intend to hand Sasuke to Cloud Shinobi Village like Hyuga Hinata 5 years ago, Uchiha would be the opposite. The clan meeting held by Uchiha Fugaku can be summed up in this sentence. The hundreds of Uchihas Chunin and Jonin who participated in the meeting also agreed. Nearly 5 years have passed since the disaster of Nine Tails. They spend every day under surveillance and suspicion. I'm impatient for a long time. Even ordinary people can't bear to have a monitor on top of their heads all day long. Not to mention the arrogant Uchiha members. Patriarch, will the Hyuga clan help us? Jonin in the clan and Uchiha Tio, who is also one of the representatives of the radicals, asked. Whether the Hyuga clan is willing to act together is enough to affect the success of the coup. Hyuga Heishi has not yet responded to me. Uchiha Fugaku pinched his jaw and thought. After the clan assembly is over, I will visit in person, and prepare well when you go back. After all, the elders will make a decision tomorrow. Yes. All Uchiha members responded and left Nanga Shrine and returned to each house. Sharpen your knife, polish your Sharingan. As long as the 4 members of the elders group headed by Sarutobi Hiruzen dared to make the decision to hand over Uchiha Sasuke to Cloud Shinobi tomorrow. They immediately countered, and Uchiha Shisui is the only Uchiha who has not returned home. When other members of the clan were not paying attention, he quietly went to the Naruto administration building and reported the incident to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Advertisement half an hour later, the elders' meeting room. Can't. Hand over Uchiha Sasuke. After listening to Uchiha Shisui's report, Sarutobi Hiruzen squeezed his fist, the blue veins on the back of his hand cracked, and he gritted his teeth and said this sentence. Although he wanted to hand over Hyuga Hinata back then, Uchiha Sasuke was also handed over this time. In exchange for the support of Cloud Shinobi Village. But after listening to Uchiha Shisui's report, it is extremely rare to change my mind. Even Danzo, who loves persecuting Uchiha the most, did not object. Accepted all this silently, because now Konoha is facing such a catastrophic situation, even the blind can see it. Outside there are Sand Shinobi and Cloud Shinobi. There are Uchiha and Hyuga inside, so I am eager to try. In case Uchiha Sasuke is called to Yèyuè Guāng tomorrow, and the Uchiha clan rebels, the Hyuga clan responds. Then Cloud Shinobi and Sand Shinobi took the opportunity to send troops. My god, Sarutobi Hiruzen can't imagine it. In that case, can Konoha still be able to keep it? Yes, Sarutobi Hiruzen really loves persecuting Jonliang, but he still has the last bottom line. That is, Konoha must not be destroyed. Hiruzen, do you want to swallow this breath? Mitokado Homura asked cautiously, since it is decided not to hand over Uchiha Sasuke, there is only one way left. That is, Sarutobi Hiruzen swallows the hatred that his son, daughter-in-law and grandson were killed. Sarutobi Hiruzen tried to crush his old teeth. Advertisement. Since I did not agree with Yèyuè Guāng's request. In that case, if there is a war, Konoha will face the two-sided attack of Cloud Shinobi and Sand Shinobi. The same is dead. The only solution is for Sarutobi Hiruzen to give up his revenge. Yèyuè Guāng and Terumi Mei live in Konoha's top hotel. Can you allow me to talk with your excellency Yèyuè Guāng alone? Suddenly, Yi Kang, an uninvited visitor, said to Terumi Mei. Terumi Mei looked at the uninvited woman with suspicion. After hesitating for a few seconds, he walked out of the room with a beautiful step. If I want to consult Cloud Shinobi for a decision, I think my attitude is already clear, and I will make a decision based on the answer from the elders tomorrow. Yayi Guang said with one hand on his face. Yi Kang's shell teeth pressed against his lower lip. Has the topic been blocked before the talk? If Cloud Shinobi and Konoha, the two shinobi villages with the strongest overall strength in the ninja world, join forces to attack Konoha, Sand Shinobi is absolutely irresistible. Thinking of this, Yi Kang gritted his teeth fiercely when Yèyuè Guāng looked dumbfounded. He took off his belt without hesitation. 10 minutes later, Yèyuè Guāng couldn't help yelling in his heart. My mother's skin is broken, can you stop chewing? Chapter 49. Full of cheerful air, he noticed Yi Kang's face of world collapse. Although Yèyuè Guāng was in a bad mood because of the bad experience yesterday, he couldn't help but laugh at this time. Having said that, did you still make a profit? And hearing the chuckle of Yèyuè Guāng's mouth, Yi Kang immediately stared at the other party angrily. At this time, Baki quickly cast a calm look at Yi Kang, suggesting that she should not be impulsive. But I sympathize with Yi Kang in my heart, isn't this too miserable? But anyway, Konoha is willing to give up the war, which is what Sand Shinobi likes to see. Hokage-sama is so sensible that he can save Konoha and Sand Shinobi from the war. Of course, it couldn't be better. Baki responded, but when he was halfway through the conversation, he suddenly changed his words. But, yesterday, in front of so many representatives of the villages, Mr. Naruto accused us of Sand Shinobi as the murderer. This has had a serious negative impact on the reputation of Sunagakure. Then what do you want? Utatane Kaharu frowned. We asked Naruto-sama to make a public apology to our Sand Shinobi's Fukage-sama, and to compensate for a mental loss. Knowing that Konoha did not dare to start a war, Baki stopped hiding and said directly. Hearing this, Konoha's many senior staff's expressions instantly change. This is impossible. Mitokado Homura shouted. Yesterday's various actions by Naruto-sama have seriously affected Sand Shinobi's reputation. Please think of Konoha from another perspective. If you are so slandered, can you solve the problem with just an apology? Baki asked indifferently. Haha, seeing that the two sides are about to embark on a boring discussion of bargaining. Yèyuè Guāng couldn't help but yawned and said to Terumi Mei. There's nothing left to watch, go home, yeah. After Terumi Mei nodded, he was about to leave with Yèyuè Guāng. Rosa is not a good person, be careful, advertisement. When passing by Yi Kang's side, Yèyuè Guāng suddenly remembered her ending in the original book, pressed it to the other's ear, and reminded with a chuckle. Yi Kang looked surprised, turned his head to look, but saw that the other two had already left. From beginning to end, Konoha's people did not dare to say goodbye to Yèyuè Guāng. I'm afraid that if a word is not right, it will provoke this evil star to do anything. Whenever he came to Konoha village, it was often accompanied by a huge disaster. Everyone thought that the death of Sarutobi Shinosuke and Sarutobi Rai was about to break out of the Fourth Ninja War. However, with the initiative of Third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, he lowered his head. The spark of this war was extinguished before it could burn into a prairie fire. The countries also reluctantly breathed a sigh of relief. After all, the Third Ninja World War was fully settled in less than 10 years ago. The new generation has not yet fully grown up. In such a situation, it was too reluctant to fight the Fourth Ninja War. In the end, the outcome of this incident was discussed several times between Konoha and Sand Shinobi. The final decision was made by Konoha to pay Sand Shinobi an indemnity. Konoha, Cloud Shinobi, and Sand Shinobi were involved in this incident. Sand Shinobi lost her reputation and gained money. Cloud Shinobi seems to get nothing, but nothing is lost. Konoha paid the worst. Third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen not only died of his son, daughter-in-law, and unborn grandson. Even his mentor, second Hokage Senju Tobirama, left behind the priceless Book of Seals, lost. To be honest, if it weren't for Konoha village, there is really no suitable candidate to take over 5th Hokage. His Sarutobi Hiruzen should have stepped down long ago. But the death of his son and daughter-in-law, Sarutobi Hiruzen still counts Sand Shinobi in his heart. After all, the traces of the iron sand technique left on the scene are ninjutsu that only 3rd Kazekage can do. Advertisement by the way, something happened. That is, the younger son Sarutobi Isuma was angry that his father would not avenge his elder brother and sister-in-law. He left Konoha village in a rage. Hey, the psychology of the official second generation is hard to understand. Although Uchiha failed to launch a coup this time. However, the conflict between them and the Konoha elders, which is dominated by 3rd Hokage, is increasing day by day. It has been completely irreconcilable, ha 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 ha. In the Raikage office of Cloud Shinobi Village, bursts of laughter kept coming out, and the whole room was filled with cheerful air. Fourth Raikage, Tutai, Killer Bee, Wooden Golem, Azabui and many other senior Cloud Shinobi personnel gathered here. Of course, Yèyuè Guāng, the protagonist of this meeting, is indispensable. At this moment, he is sitting on the sofa by the wall on the left side of the office as usual. He wrapped his right hand around Ma Bai's slender waist, and his crossed heels were knocking on a huge scroll as a footstep. It was Konoha's stolen sealbook. I'm so thankful that Everbright is a member of our Cloud Shinobi village. If you are an enemy, I can't even think about it. Tutai looked at the book of seals that Yèyuè Guāng used as a carpet with a lot of emotion and admired. Completely playing Konoha and Sand Shinobi between applause, the Book of Seal is now ours. Ha ha ha. It's a pity that Lousy didn't let Konoha and Sand Shinobi's guys look furious. Fourth Raikage laughed too much, then turned his head and shouted to Mabui. Mabui, you are also standing and sitting on such a happy day. While saying this, Fourth Raikage turned his head and raised his head toward Yèyuè Guāng's left-hand seat. Secretly leaving Sammy's cold face, Mabui reluctantly mustered up the courage and sat on the other side of Yèyuè Guāng. Chapter 50. This sheep has been bald. So Alice, when Mabui sat beside him, Yèyuè Guāng's first reaction was these two words. Unfortunately, Konoha and Sand Shinobi didn't fight. Otherwise, they would lose out and we would be able to take the position of Ninja World's #1 strong village, at Cloud Shinobi. After the joyous atmosphere, Fourth Raikage couldn't help shaking his head, with a trace of regret in his tone. Although Cloud Shinobi's current military strength is undoubtedly the first among the 5 shinobi villages. However, although Konoha only has Sarutobi Hiruzen cage level, there are many powerful ninjas such as Uchiha, Hyuga, Inoshikacho, etc. in the village. Coupled with the rich and lucrative economic strength of the Country of Fire, it will take some time for Cloud Shinobi to realize the name of the strongest ninja village. Don't worry, after this incident, the contradiction between Uchiha and Konoha has risen to a completely irreconcilable point. It won't be long before Uchiha Shisui is about to die. Yèyuè Guāng smirked. Although Sarutobi Hiruzen did not hand over the 2 pillars, Uchiha Fugaku and others have already felt very clearly that the Konoha executives have the idea of abandoning Uchiha at any critical moment. Rebellion is inevitable. Do we need to do anything, Everbright? Asked Wooden Golem for instructions. The sheep Konoha has been bald, and now we will quietly develop our own strength and watch the changes. After getting all the sealed books, Yèyuè Guāng really couldn't think of how much hair Konoha had left. That bunch of Sharingan on the night of genocide? I don't want to change eyes, nor do I need to change eyes for my own woman. No matter Sam Yi, Terumi Mei, or Hinata, their eyes are so beautiful. Why do you want to change it? Are you crazy? After some analysis, Yèyuè Guāng ordered. For the time being, don't let anyone outside the room know about the sealed book. The ninjutsu above can only be learned by Cloud Shinobi ninjas who can absolutely trust and make great achievements. Learn. Advertisement Tutai, Wooden Golem and others responded in unison. Just as everyone at the top was preparing to return to their respective jobs, Yèyuè Guāng was also preparing to leave with Samui. Before leaving, I suddenly remembered something and said to Tutai. Tutai, you can help me with something. Master Everbright, please tell me. Tutai Kaido. Oh Dusan, you're back? Hinata threw himself into Yèyuè Guāng's arms and acted like coquettishly. When I brought it, Yèyuè Guāng, who just saw Hinata use chakra to concentrate on the soles of his feet and walk to the top of the gorge, smiled and said. Hinata is amazing. You can start practicing lightning-style chakra now. Hinata nodded excitedly. Samui, try this practice. Yèyuè Guāng handed another small scroll to Samyi. When he came back at this time, he extracted it from the sealed book. Flying Thunder God. After pulling off the scroll, Samyi always maintained an iceberg-like charming face full of shock, and a few seconds later looked at his lover with incredible eyes. Do you think I can learn this? She is still very self-aware. In the Third Ninja War, Fourth Hokage Namikaze Minato used Flying Thunder God to cross the battlefields almost everywhere, without losing. I can learn his stunts. Isn't it impossible? This is not an improved version of Namikaze Minato, but an original version of Senju Toburama. The difficulty of training will be easier. Anyway, let's try it out. Advertisement. To be honest, Yèyuè Guāng doesn't think the original Samui can learn it. Otherwise, why didn't so many Konoha masters learn it before Namikaze Minato? However, many Konoha sword techniques are also recorded on the scrolls, such as the Dance of the Three Suns and the Moon, and the Ozzy Moon Knight. For Samyi, the swordsmanship ninja, it should also be very helpful. Thanks. Sam Yi took the scroll and whispered. Just thank you. Yèyuè Guāng raised his head unhappy with an expression of dissatisfaction. After Sam Yi gave him a blank look, he quickly stood on tiptoe while Hinata was not paying attention. Then stepped to the other end of the canyon and started practicing. Take this one. After Sam Yi left, Yèyuè Guāng swiftly stole another scroll to Terumi Mei. The above is an excerpt of many A-level and even S-level super water styles developed by Senju Toburama. For example, water style water rushing wave, water style water dragon bite and so on. A second ago, it was said that the techniques in the Book of Sealing are only allowed to be learned by the advanced ninjas of Cloud Shinobi, and the hind legs will break the rules by themselves. I'm so happy. Reward, Mo. Terumi Mei also smiled sweetly, then squeezed and ran to the other side of the training ground. But because she is taller than Sammy, and wearing high heels, she doesn't need to tiptoe. Hinata's eyes widened with white pearls, full of curiosity about this behavior. Chapter 51. It's not something, flowers break 20,000 plus more. The Land of Wind, Sunagakure, after getting a compensation from Konoha, Luo Sha, Fourth Raikage, is actually not very happy. Because although I got a lot of compensation, but Sunagakure's reputation has been corrupted. The death of Sarutobi Hiruzen's son and daughter-in-law due to iron sand technique has spread like wildfire among many powerful and wealthy businessmen. And a large part of the economic income of Ninja Village comes from the high-level task remuneration issued by this group of upstarts. Like Konoha, after learning the news, many clients of the rich side suspect that Sand Shinobi did this, feeling grievances and unwilling to delegate high-level tasks to Sand Shinobi. As a result, the economic resources of the village shrank sharply. Damn it. Who is it? Luo Sha clenched her fists and beat the table, gritted her teeth. He doesn't believe that Third Raikage is alive again after missing for more than 10 years. He even suspected that an outsider master had used iron sand technique to frame Sand Shinobi. Dong, dong, the knock on the door suddenly sounded. When Luo Sha heard the words, she barely suppressed the anger on her face and responded. Come in. When the office door opened, Luo Sha couldn't help frowning when it was Yi Kang who brought it. Because Yi Kang didn't like his own methods of ruling the village, and he had opposed him in his previous plan. Therefore, even though he was strong, Luo Sha did not train him to become a subordinate of his own confidant. Master Fengying, Master Gaara killed 2 more students who said he was a monster today. Yi Kang walked into the office and said with an indifferent expression. Sure enough, Gaara is a failure. Luo Sha rubbed her temples with her right hand, and she was anxious and not talking to herself. Yi Kang listened coldly to Luo Sha's evaluation of her child. Her original style was to absolutely obey the tasks assigned by her superiors. But in a previous mission, a decision made by Luo Sha was severely opposed. Advertisement. It happened last week that Luo Sha sent his brother-in-law Yashimaru to assassinate Gaara. The beautiful name is to test whether Gaara has the means to become a perfect Jinchuriki. When Yi Kang heard about the incident, he immediately wondered if Master Fengying had a brain twitch. Where are you testing? You are deliberately stimulating him. Rosa is not a good thing. Suddenly, the words Yèyuè Guāng said in his ears in Konoha last month echoed in Yi Kang's ears. The man's face appeared in front of him again. Although she was willing to dedicate everything for the village, she was in vain. This is definitely the pain of her life. Yi Kang shook his head fiercely, trying to drive this dark nightmare history out of his mind. Master Fengying, Cloud Shinobi Village is here. At this time, Baki also ran into the office and reported to Luo Shawi. Cloud Shinobi Village. Yi Kang's stern, pre-face changed slightly, what he was really afraid of. What do people from Cloud Shinobi Village do? Let him in. After Luo Sha responded, she said to Yi Kang, retreat. Yes. Although I really want to know what Cloud Shinobi's envoy is here to do, she, as a Sand Shinobi ninja, must unconditionally execute Kage's orders. After nodding, he walked away quickly. Soon, Tutai entered Fengying's office. After expressing a salute to Luo Sha, he opened the door. Master Fengying, what Cloud Shinobi requested has already been stated clearly in the previous letter. When do you plan to implement it? Luo Sha Yin said with a cold face. With just one sentence, Cloud Shinobi asked me to offer my Sand Shinobi's top 5 blood succession Jonin. Is it too much? Not long ago, Yèyuè Guāng wrote an autograph letter to Luo Sha, asking Luo Sha to give Yi Kang to himself. Advertisement. After the incident, Yèyuè Guāng thought for a while. I felt that although the experience was terrible, it was Renmei's first time at all, and I still picked up a bargain for nothing. In addition, this girl had a pitiful ending, and she also had the strength. He guessed at poaching people over. Although Luo Sha doesn't like Yi Kang very much, Yèyuè Guāng completely ordered in the letter to offer himself. Luo Sha felt her self-esteem impaired, and she couldn't help being angry. Master Fengying meant to start a war. If Cloud Shinobi is a soldier, Third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen will protect his son and daughter-in-law, and join forces. Does Master Fengying think he can win by being tough? Facing the existence of the bottom of the ranking of the 5 major ninja villages in terms of comprehensive strength, Tutai spoke without showing any emotion. You, Luo Sha almost did not lift the table. Tutai suddenly smiled and said. You don't need Master Fengying to lose face in this matter. You only need to send Yi Kang to assassinate Master Yèyuè Guāng. Anyway, you don't care much about Yi Kang's subordinates, don't you? You might as well use it to please Master Guāng. Gift. Let's say so much below. Master Fengying is a smart person. It is more correct than knowing how to choose. After leaving the last sentence, Tutai walked away. Damn. The guys at Cloud Shinobi Village are so arrogant. Luo Sha furiously beat the table again. Baki was crying and laughing beside him. Who makes Cloud Shinobi Village the #1 military in the ninja world now? Yèyuè Guāng and Fourth Raikage are 2 Kage levels, and Yèyuè Guāng is likely to have entered the rank of Super Kage level. There are 2 perfect Jinchuriki, Killer Bee and Wooden Golem. If Fourth Hokage Namikaze Minato is still alive, maybe it can be contained. But Konoha. Alas, a word is hard to say. Master Fengying, that Yekang. Baki cautiously asked for instructions. Yèyuè Guāng gives it to her if he wants. Yi Kang is not very obedient anyway. Luo Sha was still worried about Yi Kang's opposition to her before, and she twisted her brows without eyebrows and said cruelly. However, take this opportunity to strive for the benefits of Sand Shinobi as much as possible. Chapter 52 Luo Sha. You really think of yourself as an onion? Evaluation votes broken 2,800 plus more. The Canyon of Clouds is almost a training ground exclusively for Yèyuè Guāng. The endless violent thunder light tried to combine together, and gradually turned into the outline of a giant. Under the impact of high-voltage current, the rocks around the canyon were instantly squeezed into dust, and they were attached to the surface of the thunder light with magnetic force. Even the iron sand deep in the ground was gradually sucked out by the magnetic force and attached to the thunder light. Turned into black thunder and lightning. It looks a lot like the black lightning style developed by Third Raikage, but it's not the same thing at all. That is the combination of dust in the atmosphere, the iron sand under the ground as the surface, and 1 billion volts as the mile. The combined thunder giant. Suddenly I feel that the tail beast is nothing terrible. At the boundary of the training ground, he saw this scene falling like a waterfall in cold sweat, whispering in a low voice. The other viewers did not speak, but what I thought was the same, and he nodded in surprise. Even Yu Wooden Golem was in a cold sweat, and the second tail Matabi shivered in his body. Boom! Suddenly, the thunder giant made a loud noise, and then the Shikai body opened like a skyscraper about to collapse. Get down! Seeing this scene, Sam Yi shouted to remind him. Many viewers who were frightened suddenly reacted, and they didn't have time to think about anything. Kneel down directly on the ground. Rumble. The deafening thunder sound lasted for more than 5 seconds, almost piercing their eardrums. And what I felt below him was the impact from the earth. I don't know how long I waited, the aftermath gradually subsided. At this time, the Cloud Shinobi viewers who were lying down barely mustered the courage to get up from the ground. Then, what is that? When Wooden Golem looked up to the sky, his heroic face was completely silly. Mabui and the others also looked up to the sky, with 2 expressions, just as the coalition ninjas of the Fourth Ninja World War saw Madara throwing a meteorite. Advertisement. No, it's more exaggerated than that. The cloud. No, the sky, exploded? My god, am I dreaming? If this trick is hit on people, what will happen? Canyon. No, the sky right above the entire Cloud Shinobi Village. There is a huge hole with no bottom. It is like a weakened version of the huge hole created by the collision between the Prince's 6-path spiral shuriken and the Indra arrow of the 2 pillars at the end of the Fourth Ninja War. The strongest Thor system. Open black lens bracket host. Yèyuè Guāng close black lens bracket, first template, Enel. Unlocking degree. 100%. Second template. Masaka Makoto absolutely capable person form, to reach the realm of God with a human body. Unlocking rate. 29.3%. Yèyuè Guāng in the center of the training ground glanced at the system panel, squeezed his hand and said to himself. Is it still too reluctant to gather the power of 1 billion volts? Master Everbright at this time, she rushed over, and when she saw the huge hole in the sky, she was so frightened that she almost fell over, and then handed a letter to Yèyuè Guāng. Mr. Tudai's reply. Yèyuè Guāng took the letter and opened it. After reading it quickly, he couldn't help but laughed. Ha. Ha ha ha. 300 million tails. The B*** D Luosha really dared to mention it, ha ha ha. Tudai reported to Yèyuè Guāng in the letter. Fourth Raikage Luo Sha said that Yekang could be handed over to Cloud Shinobi. But there is a condition, that is, 300 million taels of transfer money is required. Are you a football club player transfer? Still transfer money? The arc flashed, and the high temperature of the lightning directly burned the letter to embers. Master Everbright, why, how do you reply? Advertisement. She was so frightened by Yèyuè Guāng's appearance, she only asked for instructions. By Wooden Golem. Yèyuè Guāng shouted. Upon hearing the words of the training court, Wooden Golem immediately rushed to Yèyuè Guāng and knelt down on one knee. Master Everbright, what's the matter? Assemble the 500 ninja army and drive towards the country of wind, open with great fanfare. Yèyuè Guāng put on a look of contempt by the king. Damn it, Luo Sha, a trash who just barely stepped into the cage-level doorframe, really regarded herself as an onion, and knocked lousy on the head. 2 days later, a piece of news shocked the ninja world. The perfection of Cloud Shinobi, the 2 Jinchuriki, led by Wooden Golem, personally led the 500 Cloud Shinobi ninja army, marching mightily in the direction of the Kingdom of Wind. Could it be that Cloud Shinobi is going to start a war? But even if you want to start a war, why fight against the country of wind? This country where 90% of the land is full of yellow sand is so poor that even if you win a battle, you can't get much oil and water. Therefore, other people in Shinobu Village analyze. In all likelihood, Sand Shinobi offends Cloud Shinobi Village without their knowledge. See Cloud Shinobi's thought of fighting Sand Shinobi again. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who Ishin wanted to avenge his son and daughter-in-law, suddenly got excited. I wrote to Fourth Raikage overnight, expressing his willingness to march with Cloud Shinobi and fight Sand Shinobi together. And Luo Sha knows why Cloud Shinobi made this advance. I was so scared that I quickly issued an impossible mission to Yi Kang. Assassinated the strongest of Cloud Shinobi, Yèyuè Guāng. He also revised a book, expressing the hope that the other party would forgive his rude behavior, and he was willing to use Yi Kang's death to ease Yèyuè Guāng's anger. In other words, the original work dedicated Yi Kang's life to Mist Shinobi to Cloud Shinobi, or Yèyuè Guāng personally. Chapter 53. Yeah, you have been betrayed. The Cloud Shinobi army is heading towards the Kingdom of Wind. This news has already exploded in the territory of the Kingdom of Wind. Not to mention Sunagakure. When Yi Kang heard about this, he was ready to go to the front line at any time. But received a secret order from Feng Ying, Super S-grade mission assassination of Cloud Shinobi's strongest ninja Yèyuè Guāng. Master Feng Ying, this. When learning the content of the mission, Yi Kang's usual poker face was completely stunned. This is too far-fetched, right? Tell yourself to assassinate Yèyuè Guāng? Well, because of that matter, she did feel a little strange about Yèyuè Guāng. But it is by no means enough to surpass her loyalty to her village. If the village asked her to do this, she would accept it without hesitation. But at any rate, we should also consider the strength gap, right? Be a Jonin yourself, sneak into the enemy's base camp to kill the enemy leader? How can it be done without even thinking about it? Yes, Yèyuè Guāng is Jonin, it's just that I don't know the outer village. Like Terumi Mei, both of her own ninja villages must use their strengths to deter other ninja villages by force. And lied that it was Genin who took the Chunin exam. Don't worry, I have sent a secret force to sneak into the Land of Thunder in advance. Then they will join you and assassinate Yèyuè Guāng. Luo Sha said indifferently. The situation is urgent at the moment, you can hurry and set off, and because it is a confidential mission, you are not allowed to disturb anyone. Yi Kang pressed his lips tightly, and after responding to, understand, he left with body flicker technique. And when there is only one person left in the office. Luo Sha let out a long sigh, slapped her palm on her forehead, cursing. Damn Yèyuè Guāng, what a lunatic, advertisement. Even at the speed of Jonin's feet, Yi Kang felt the country of thunder from the country of wind all the way. It took 10 days. On the way, she heard that the Cloud Shinobi army led by Wooden Golem had been stationed at the border of the Kingdom of Wind. And Konoha seems to be also deploying troops, preparing to join forces with Cloud Shinobi to attack the Kingdom of Wind. You can't waste any more time. Even if the success rate is minimal, I will try it. Yi Kang gritted his teeth and said to himself, but to kill that man, is he really able to do it? As soon as this question emerged in his mind, Yi Kang shook his head severely. Constantly suggesting to myself, that's just a task, that's an exponential task, I am Sand Shinobi's ninja, and I must take the interests of the village as the first starting point. After sneaking into the territory of Thunder Country. According to Luo Sha's description, Yi Kang came to a small village on the southern border of Thunder Country. The meeting point described in the task content is here. Come yet? As Yi Kang stepped into the deserted village, his voice suddenly sounded like a ghost. Hakura raised his eyes and looked in the direction of the sound, and saw a dozen ninjas wearing Sand Shinobi Anbu masks appearing from all corners of the village and walking towards him. Compared with Konoha Anbu's mask, Sand Shinobi Anbu's mask is more biased towards ghosts and gods in mythology. So Yi Kang recognized it at a glance. I am under the orders of Master Feng Ying to assist you. Has the specific plan for the assassination of Yèyuè Guāng been decided? Yi Kang raised his head and asked the person walking in the front. Assassinated Yèyuè Guāng. Sir, when the leader said the word, light, he dragged a long tone, and then added the word, adult. Yi Kang's face changed suddenly, and Ji Ling instantly noticed something was wrong. However, the opponent had already drew his sword and rushed, and when he looked at the moves, he knew that it was not Sand Shinobi's ninja. The other, Sand Shinobi Anbu, ninjas also rushed in. A dozen people surrounded Yi Kang Tuan, scorched style over steaming. Yi Kang produced several rare seals in succession. Several clusters of orange-red round outline high-temperature fireballs floated around her body as if they had self-will to prevent the enemy from approaching. This is her blood succession limit scorch style, however, these dozens of people all possess Jonin-level strength. Advertisement: even if Yi Kang possesses the limit of blood succession, he has been defeated steadily. What's more, she is not the only one who has the limit of blood inheritance. Lan Dun Laser Circus. The leading, Sand Shinobi Anbu, immediately spit out the weird lightning style that was as soft as water waves to fight against Hakura's scorch style. Lan Dun, you are Cloud Shinobi ninjas, Yi Kang yelled incredulously. At this time, she also realized the true identity of the ninjas who were dressed exactly like the Sand Shinobi Anbu players. Lightning style Thunderbeam. At the moment Yi Kang was shocked and distracted, the flaws were caught on both sides. Under the shining light of thunder, Yi Kang was instantly knocked into the nearby mountain wall by an embarrassing blow. When she tried to get up, a dozen knives were already on her neck. This scene is exactly the same as the scene in the original book where she died on the hands of Kiri Shinobi, who pretended to be Sand Shinobi. Am I betrayed? There was a drop of tears in Yi Kang's Dangfeng eyes. As a ninja, she is not afraid of death, but he hates betrayal the most, especially when he is betrayed by Shinobu, whom he is loyal to. Yeah, I was betrayed. Suddenly, on the eaves opposite, a voice that made Yi Kang's ears familiar to countless people came. I saw Yèyuè Guāng sitting on the roof with Erlang's legs crossed, holding a letter in his hand, which said, Rosa autograph. These 4 words, let her go. Yèyuè Guāng then ordered again. The dozen knives placed around Yi Kang's neck were all put down. These people took off the masks on their faces one after another. Darui, I hope. All the elite ninjas of Cloud Shinobi, Chapter 54 Old Licking Dog. So, do you want to read it? A secret letter from Master Feng Ying, whom you are loyal to? Looking at Yi Kang's expression as if he had witnessed the end of the world, the corners of Yèyuè Guāng raised slightly. No way, little old girl. Still too young to understand the darkness of high-level politics. A character like you can't survive the first 5 chapters in crossing Konoha. Turning the letter, Yèyuè Guāng read aloud even more with a smile. Your Excellency Yèyuè Guāng, I would like to express my deep apologies to you for my previous impolite actions. Yi Kang has now been secretly dispatched to the southern part of the Kingdom of Thunder. I hope that this person's life can be used to eliminate unnecessary misunderstandings between our two countries and avoid unnecessary sacrifices. Fourth Raikage Luo Sha personally opened. After reading this old-fashioned letter, Yèyuè Guāng loosened his fingers at the bottom of the letter. A breeze blew past, as if it were an invisible hand. Send the letter to Yi Kang. The front of the letter was facing up, and it happened to be in front of Yi Kang's eyes. No, it won't. How could it be? Yi Kang looked at the handwriting on the letter. Even if she didn't want to believe it, she still had to admit it. This is Luo Sha's handwriting. Even if the handwriting can be copied by some means, it still has Fourth Raikage's unique golden seal. There can be no fakes. A bundle of clear tears fell from the bottom of Yi Kang's eyes. For a ninja who is loyal to Ninja Village, there is nothing more saddening than being betrayed by her own village. The previous Hitaki Tsukumo was like this. The same is true of Yèyuè Guāng now. Even if there are quite a lot of ingredients forced by Yèyuè Guāng in it. But when Luo Sha decided to sell Yi Kang with money, he had already betrayed his subordinates. After all, it is a nerve that can assign my brother-in-law to kill his own son. It is not surprising that there will be such a move. Yèyuè Guāng smiled and jumped off the roof. Advertisement. Read the original work in the previous life to see when Luo Sha sent his brother-in-law Yashimaru to assassinate Gaara. Yèyuè Guāng couldn't help but complain about the innocence of the brain circuit of this product, and could compete with Uchiha Shisui and Uchiha Itachi for the top spot in the Naruto World neuropathy list. Originally, when Gaara was young, the only object of trust was Yashimaru. In the end, you actually sent him to assassinate Gaara. The good name is to test whether Gaara has the potential to become the perfect Jinchuriki. I suck at your mother, but normal people can't stand this kind of thing. Yèyuè Guāng really felt that Orochimaru had slaughtered the goods. It was really a scourge. Why cry? Ugly woman. Yèyuè Guāng raised his eyebrows when he heard Yi Kang crying and sobbing in front of him. Next to Darui, who had changed to the Cloud Shinobi ninja uniform, she and others looked ashamed. It's so merciless. As if provoked by Yèyuè Guāng's words, Yi Kang abruptly suffocated the tears that kept falling. A few seconds later, the tone was still a little bit crying. Will you stop the attack on San Shinobi? Yèyuè Guāng glanced at her in surprise. San Shinobi sold you. Do you still have time to care about them? It is Feng Ying who betrayed me, and it has nothing to do with Sunagakure. Yi Kang bid Kaido. Yèyuè Guāng grunted his eyes. Kaido. Well, it depends on your decision. After speaking, Yèyuè Guāng led the Cloud Shinobi people and turned back to the village. Thinking about what Yèyuè Guāng said just now, after a few seconds, Yi Kang's eyes showed determination, and he hurried to follow. 2 days later, stationed at the border of the Country of Wind, the 500 Cloud Shinobi ninja army headed by Neo Jinchuriki and Wooden Golem withdrew. No one knows why Cloud Shinobi suddenly withdrew. But guess what agreement the two sides reached secretly. Advertisement, and the one who was most disappointed about this was 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, who wanted to use this opportunity to avenge his son and daughter-in-law. With the power of Konoha and one village, and he didn't dare to start a war against San Shinobi, this matter could not be stopped in the end. Quite a little anticlimactic. People from outside the village do not know that Cloud Shinobi Anbu has an extra team leader with a blood limit. School season. At the gate of Cloud Shinobi Ninja School. Like Konoha Shinobi School, parents lead their children who are about to enter the school. Prepare to attend the entrance ceremony with your child. Welcome all new babies to school. First of all, from me, Master Eight Tails Killer Bee. Give a rap to all the children. Just when Killer Bee was humming on stage with rotten rap. You idiot, don't make trouble. Fourth Raikage fell from the sky and kicked Killer Bee far. After 2 dry coughs, he began to deliver a speech at the opening ceremony. Although he does not agree with Sarutobi Hiruzen's "Wolf Fire" rhetoric for decades. But Yèyuè Guāng is still boring. This is also the school year for Konoha's Xiaoqiangs to enroll, right? For the future 12 Xiaoqiang. No, it should be 11 Xiaoqiang now. Cloud Shinobi's freshmen seem to be scarce, except for Hinata, who is holding his hand. Yèyuè Guāng only remembers that Karui has another. What is it called? Can't remember. Anyway, it's a high-level trick. Moreover, Yèyuè Guāng can barely remember her because of her future marriage to Akamichi Choji. Although he didn't understand why these two people went together. Asterisk. Chapter 55. They can kill themselves all the time. After Fourth Raikage finished speaking with a little clumsy speech in his blood, the freshmen began to enter the teaching building one after another. Before Hinata left, Yèyuè Guāng clenched her small fist with a cute little face, and said with a voice. Oh Dosen, I will definitely take first place. Hinata's character is still like a soft girl in the original book. It's just a bit more confident compared to the original Vivono. Well, Hinata, come on. Yèyuè Guāng smiled and touched Hinata's little head. Because Yèyuè Guāng thinks Hinata is more suitable for long hair. He let her grow up her hair in advance. Although young, his long hair has touched his back. Hey, feeling the touch from the top of his head, Hinata squinted comfortably before finally walking into the teaching building reluctantly. Compared to Cloud Shinobi, the opening ceremony of Konoha, who is the protagonist village, is much more lively. Where the leaves fly, the fire will continue to grow. The fire will continue to illuminate the village and allow the new leaves to sprout. This is what is called the will of fire. It was exactly the same as Yèyuè Guāng had expected. Standing on the podium, Sarutobi Hiruzen continues to repeat his 50-year-old will of fire MLM phrases as a repeater. If he can't help but spit out here, can your mother think of something new? It is Fourth Raikage's silly opening ceremony every year, so I have to think of new vocabulary. Just listen, don't take it seriously. Uchiha Fugaku, who led his youngest son Uchiha Sasuke to the entrance ceremony, whispered indifferently. Zuzi looked at his father with a doubtful expression on his immature face. Why is your father's expression so indifferent? But noticing Uchiha Fugaku's stern expression, he did not dare to ask. Originally, my father planned to attend the inauguration ceremony of his brother officially joining Anbu today. But because of my brother's request, I took myself to the opening ceremony instead. This made Zuzi couldn't help but feel grateful. Secretly vowed to become a ninja like his brother. And behind Sasuke, there is the only little yellow-haired Naruto who is not accompanied by his parents. Being alone, sitting lonely on the swing, compared with Sarutobi Hiruzen who hyped the will of fire on the podium. Advertisement more of his eyes are cast from time to time on the rock sculpture of Fourth Hokage on the back mountain wall above. Because a few months ago, a big brother who gave himself money looked at the rock sculpture of Fourth Hokage and said to himself, "Don't you think he looks a lot like you, Fourth Hokage, the hero he yearns for to save the village? That person looks a lot like yourself." Naruto now cannot understand this sentence. But it doesn't contradict him that he is happy about it. This is also one of the few psychological comforts of his lonely childhood. A few months later, student name, Hyuga Hinata. Theory, 1/50th physique, 1/50th ninjutsu, 1/50th. Cloud Shinobi Village is on the street home from the ninja school. Yèyuè Guāng looked at the all-encompassing number 1 logo on the Hinata report card, then raised his eyes. Hinata, who happened to be fidgeting and looking forward to the other side, almost didn't write the words, "quickly praise me," on his face. He did not spare his encouragement at all and said, "Hinata is amazing. Hey, Hinata instantly smiled brightly. Just say what you want to eat. Hinata has the final say at home today." Sam Yi's cold-hearted face also added a little smile, putting his hands on Hinata's shoulders and loving him extremely. Suddenly, a figure suddenly fell beside Yèyuè Guāng. The standard leather ninja suit of the Cloud Shinobi ninja has been personally modified, revealing the fragrant shoulders and show back, which is extremely attractive. Even though she wears Anbu's unique mask on her face, her tall and graceful figure makes no one doubt that she is definitely a beauty. Cloud Shinobi Anbu team leader, Joe, real name Yi Kang. The frontline intelligence officer just returned news that Uchiha Shisui is dead. Yi Kang attached to Yèyuè Guāng's ear and whispered. Yèyuè Guāng took a step. Advertisement is this time already unknowingly? You go back first, you don't have to wait for me for dinner. Yèyuè Guāng turned his head and said to Sam Yi and Hinata. Seeing Anbu's appearance, Sam Yi also realized that something big happened in all likelihood. Without saying much, he just nodded to signal Yèyuè Guāng to be careful. Hinata also beckoned to Yèyuè Guāng well and saw the two leave together. Why are the blood ninjas that guy bought are all female? Noting Yi Kang's butterfly-like beautiful back, Sam Yi couldn't help but complain. Hinata, Terumi Mei, Yi Kang. A series of female blood ninjas. So Sam Yi had to wonder if Yèyuè Guāng, the big pig's hoof, was deliberate. Yèyuè Guāng is speechless, saying that there are still Kimimaro and Bai? Although Bai helped her a little bit, inside Raikage's office. Dead. Why did you die? After listening to Yi Kang's report, Killer Bee and Yu Wooden Golem couldn't help being dumbfounded. To say that the entire Cloud Shinobi fears Uchiha Shisui the most, there is no doubt that they are the two. Even the tail beast in the body can help them dispel more than 99% of illusions in the ninja world. But Uchiha Shisui's Mangekyo is that 1%, the death of natural enemies certainly made them happy. But the sudden fall of the pie stunned them before they were happy. According to the report of the spy lurking in Konoha, it was suicide. The deeper reason has not been investigated. Yekang Kaido still wearing a mask. It's exactly the same as what you said before, none of Konoha's geniuses can't die. Although she felt metaphysical, Terumi Mei couldn't help but smile. After thinking about it, it seems that this is true. Since the beginning of Hitaki Tsukumo, Konoha's geniuses have been cursed. None of them have a good ending. They have always been able to kill their own people. Yèyuè Guāng sneered. Chapter 56 Serious people who change their eyes, evaluation votes broken 3,000 plus more. No matter what the truth of Uchiha Shisui's death is, it is undoubtedly a good thing for us. Soil Platform Analysis said. I was worried that Uchiha Shisui would grow into a troublesome enemy, but now there is no need to worry about it. However, Uchiha Itachi is also said to be a rare genius. Didn't he refer to the previous Chunin exam alone? Because of the relationship between the two tails in the body, Wooden Golem is still a little afraid of the Uchiha clan. When Terumi Mei and Yi Kang heard this, they also subconsciously remembered the little ghost with the horoscope they had encountered when Konoha pretended to be Genin before taking the exam. Indeed, he is not simple. It's okay, that kid will be alive within a few days, let's wait and see. Yèyuè Guāng said with an attitude that everything is in the master. Does Everbright have any good ideas? Tutai asked impatiently. The other party had previously asserted that Uchiha Shisui had little time to live. If Yèyuè Guāng has nothing to do, they don't believe it. However, this time, Yèyuè Guāng's answer was beyond everyone's expectations. No, seeing the devilish expression of everyone around, Yèyuè Guāng is worth repeating again. Really not. I have no interest in this matter, and I don't intend to disturb it. I just stayed as a bystander and watched Uchiha perish. Uchiha Genocide Night. Yèyuè Guāng really has no interest in participating. Since Konoha's book of the treasure seal was obtained by him, it can be said that Konoha's wool has been completely bald by himself. Advertisement. What did you get those Sharingan for? Masaka Mikoto's absolute ability template hasn't been thoroughly studied, so how can I transplant that stuff? Reorganize yourself to be like Danzo with the virtues of human beings, ghosts and ghosts. Let those women of yours transplant. Forget it, not to mention Terumi Mei. Hinata itself has its own blood and bounds, it is not necessary at all. Even Sammy, a bloodless ninja, Yèyuè Guāng didn't want her to transplant that thing. You know, after ninjas of non-Uchiha and Hyuga blood were transplanted with Sharingan or Byakugan, it is not possible to automatically switch Sharingan or Byakugan back to normal eyes. Both Kakashi and Danzo, who have transplanted Sharingan, need to be covered with a forehead protector and bandage. The blue of Kirigakure also used a blindfold to block his Byakugan on weekdays. I don't want Samui's beautiful eyes to become pink eyes. Serious people who change their eyes. Finally, because Yèyuè Guāng expressed no interest. Other Cloud Shinobi executives are not good to say anything. The meeting could only be announced, and then the Anbu members under Yi Kang were instructed to continue to stare at Konoha's movement. But that night, Yèyuè Guāng did not go home, but went to Terumi Mei's. At night, the roof of Terumi Mei, under the starry sky, two figures warmed together. From time to time, Terumi Mei's lowly coquettish voice was heard. Advertisement. Yi Kang tangled under the eaves for at least half an hour, and tried to escape several times. But thinking of the importance of this intelligence, I still summoned the courage to raise my head and shout. Mr. Guang. Yes, there is something to report. I saw the lipstick marks on and around Yèyuè Guāng. Hakura, a serious female ninja, couldn't help but turn her face to the other side. At the same time, she took out a small scroll from the ninja bag on her waist and said with the volume of the mosquito level. Day, an urgent letter from Hyuga Hinata. Oh. Yèyuè Guāng responded, regardless of the pile of red seals he was looking at, he opened the scroll and began to look at it. News of Uchiha Shisui's death has not been found in other countries. Why did Cloud Shinobi get this news so soon? Just because it is the head of the Hyuga clan, Konoha's famous sect. I go. After reading the contents of the letter, Yèyuè Guāng sighed in a low voice, sighing that the development of the situation was beyond his imagination. You go and inform other decision-makers to gather in the conference room, I'll go later. Yèyuè Guāng ordered. Good. Yi Kang turned around as if he was running away. If you want, tell me directly, don't listen to the corner. Hearing this whisper by Yèyuè Guāng in his ear, Yi Kang escaped faster. Chapter 57. Do you all want to be red-eye? Evaluation votes broken 3,300 plus more. What happened? When Yèyuè Guāng climbed onto the roof again, she looked like Scorched style, and Terumi Mei asked with a slightly swollen head tilted. Uchiha was furious and planned to rebel directly. He also planned to bring the Hyuga clan to join forces. Hyuga Hinata wrote an urgent letter asking if I agreed. Yèyuè Guāng asked while sitting beside her. The original book remembers that the death of Uchiha Shisui delayed the original Uchiha reform plan for 2 years, right? Unexpectedly, the death of these 2 or 5 children now becomes the last straw to crush the camel. Directly exploded Uchiha's gunpowder keg. The same thing, under different circumstances, will lead to completely different endings. The negative emotions of the original Uchiha are not yet fully in place. Because Uchiha Shisui's death was like a basin of cold water pouring on their heads. The radicals in the clan have calmed down a lot, after the previous incident where Uchiha Sasuke was almost given to Cloud Shinobi as a traded item. Compared with the period of the original work, Uchiha's negative emotions have risen several levels. At this time, the strongest ninja in the clan died unexplainably. It's like a spoonful of hot oil poured on it, let them all blow up. After kissing for a while, Yèyuè Guāng asked under the swollen and resentful eyes of the other party. Really private? He had planned to publicize his relationship with Terumi Mei more than once. I am not afraid of Samui turning his face. Even if they turn their faces and break up, Yèyuè Guāng is confident to chase people back. Nothing else. Even if the two broke up, who in the entire Cloud Shinobi Village dares to intervene? Don't you have to return to yourself in the end? Advertisement? Ahem, this is a bit scumbag. Yèyuè Guāng expressed that he was just fraternity. After all, people in the late 40s of Terumi Mei's original work were worried about the wedding date. What happened to being helpful? As long as fraternity, Tsunade-kun, Kiki, this, think again. However, Yèyuè Guāng's idea of public relations was blocked by Terumi Mei, and she didn't understand what the woman was thinking. Oh, I got it wrong. She is still a girl now, saying that she wants to stay until the time of marriage. Yèyuè Guāng said that it is no wonder that he became a married maniac in the later period. Terumi Mei bit him angrily and said with a sly expression. No need now, you just wait. Yèyuè Guāng said, you don't engage in palace fighting, it's easy to get into trouble. That's the way it is. Now Uchiha is about to take the Hyuga clan to join forces to rebel, and Hyuga Hinata asks what we mean. In the conference room of the administrative building in the middle of the night, Yèyuè Guāng yawned at a discount and explained to everyone. Tudai said with emotion. This is really unexpected. If Uchiha and Hyuga, two of Konoha's strongest ninjas, rebelled at the same time, it would be enough to become the fuse of the Fourth Ninja War. How do you feel that Konoha beats his own people all day long? Twisted by wooden golem, he got up in the middle of the night, with slightly messy bangs, and said a word of truth. Light, I think this is a good opportunity, or let Hyuga and Uchiha launch a coup from the inside together, and our country of thunder launches an attack on the country of fire from the outside, isn't that good? Fourth Raikage was enthusiastic. Can the whole country of fire be taken down in one fell swoop? Yèyuè Guāng asked rhetorically. Advertisement hearing other words, they were speechless for a while. Indeed, this is a godsend, but I want to do my best to include the entire country of fire. It still feels impossible. Among other things, just gather most of them and go south. You will be discovered before you reach the land of fire. My point of view remains the same. I still hope that I will be able to do it in one effort. If you want to do it, you must take the entire fire country at one go. Otherwise, it's better to wait and see the changes. Yèyuè Guāng said unswervingly, Fourth Raikage regrets. But, this is indeed an unprecedented opportunity. Are we just letting it slip away like this? Brother, are you looking for Sharingan? For this original book, what is meant by the gorilla who yearns for Byakugan? Yèyuè Guāng is a good guess. Haha, after all, if those guys in Uchiha are killed, so many eyes will fall on Konoha's hands, what a pity. Fourth Raikage admitted generously. In fact, a large part of it was taken away by Runtu. Yèyuè Guāng muttered inwardly, turning his head to the other people in the meeting room. Which one of you wants to become Pink Eye? Just after asking this sentence, Yèyuè Guāng took Sammy in his arms and said. You're not allowed, it's ugly. Sammy's complexion was complex, and he cursed inwardly, death control. Chapter 58 The Scourge left 1,000 years, flowers broken 25,000 plus more. For about half a minute, she slowly raised her hand and said carefully. Then, I want to transplant it. Seeing everyone cast their gazes towards herself, she said in embarrassment. Because I don't have the limit of blood succession, I want to try it, and as long as the ninja, I don't think anyone can refuse Sharingan's temptation. Darui scratched the back of his head lazily and said. The adults present basically have the limit of blood succession, but there should be many non-blood succession ninjas in Cloud Shinobi who are eager to get Sharingan. For ninjas like Terumi Mei who are already in the blood limit or have tail beasts in their bodies like Wooden Golem, who are born against Sharingan. To them, transplanting Sharingan is completely superfluous and unnecessary. Not to mention Yèyuè Guāng. He has begun to try to step into the realm of gods, and he doesn't even bother to become a Red Eye. But for the vast majority of mediocre non-blood successor ninjas, Sharingan is definitely an artifact that makes their strength to the next level. Whoever wants to go, but be careful not to show your feet, now is not the time for an all-out war with Konoha. Yèyuè Guāng yawned, got up and prepared to leave and go back to sleep. Master Everbright, aren't you going? Hopefully, if Yèyuè Guāng is not there, they haven't been able to sneak into Konoha unconsciously and steal Sharingan's confidence. There is nothing interesting about Konoha now, what am I going to do? As soon as he was speaking on the way, Yèyuè Guāng's tone suddenly stopped. After thinking about it, he said. No, I'll go. A big question mark appeared above everyone in the meeting room. You are changing, are you going or not? I see if there is a chance to kill a guy, if you are lucky, you will make a lot of money. As Yèyuè Guāng said, it is naturally the largest flicker Uchiha in the ninja world. After all, on the night of genocide, that guy will definitely find a way to get a few pairs of Sharingan. Advertisement. Although the success rate is not high, Yèyuè Guāng still feels that he can try to get rid of the goods. If he dies, he can avoid a lot of troubles. Anyway, it's better if you are willing to go. What are the specific steps of the plan? Fourth Raikage asked with a dry cough. I will reply to a letter first, telling the Hyuga family to pretend to agree to Uchiha, set out the specific date of their coup d'état, and then ask Hyuga Hinata to leak the secret to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Yèyuè Guāng leisurely said. When both of them kill and lose, you can sneak in and get Sharingan. Worship, Tutai, she and others applauded in time and offered rainbow farts. A few days later, Hyuga Hinata, head of the Hyuga clan, met with Sarutobi Hiruzen at the Hokage office. Hokage-sama, Uchiha has decided to launch an armed coup. The first sentence after Hyuga Hinata entered the door, Sarutobi Hiruzen almost swallowed the smoke that had just been inhaled into his lungs. Cough. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who had coughed several mouthfuls in succession, almost coughed out his lungs, slapped his moon Hungarian cavity one after another, and finally healed his breath and said unbelievably. What did you say? Uchiha will rebel, which he expected. But he did not expect to be at this time. Uchiha Shisui, the strongest member of the clan, just died. Shouldn't they be deterred and postpone the planning period? Danzo was very responsible for the death of Uchiha Shisui. To capture Uchiha Shisui's pair of distinguished heavenly gods Mangekyo. But Sarutobi Hiruzen considered Danzo for a long time and still did not hold Danzo accountable. No way, friends have to be pampered, Advertisement. The two of them have been in love and killed each other for so many years, and they have cultivated their feelings early. What's more, the future Uchiha genocide plan will require Danzo to hold back. How did you know about this, Heishi? After barely calming down, Sarutobi Hiruzen asked again. Because they invited me secretly, everyone rebelled together. Hyuga Heishi continued to speak with a calm expression that made Sarutobi Hiruzen's heart upset. For a moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes almost stared out. After a full stun for a few minutes, he gradually recovered his senses, hesitatingly said. Then your answer is. I promised. Hyuga Heishi spit out 4 simple words, almost causing Sarutobi Hiruzen to spit out old blood. Uchiha and Hyuga, the 2 strongest ninjas of Konoha, rebelled at the same time. Even if Konoha can suppress it, she has to lose her skin. Pretend. However, there are 3 more words added at the end of Hyuga Heishi. Another mouthful of old blood that Sarutobi Hiruzen almost spit out, choked back abruptly. Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled bitterly. Heishi, I'm so old, I can't stand your tossing. If you don't get it right, maybe you'll be overwhelmed and go to that world. Where, Master Hokage, they all say that good people don't live long, and they're left behind for thousands of years. How can you die so easily? Hyuga Heishi smiled. NS, Sarutobi Hiruzen almost couldn't resist yelling. What happened to Hyuga Heishi today? Could it be that Yèyuè Guāng used transformation technique to become so courageous? Chapter 59. Hyuga is gone. Konoha has nothing left. Hyuga Heishi is not crazy, just no longer hiding his true attitude towards Sarutobi Hiruzen. He understood that once Uchiha was annihilated, high-level personnel such as Sarutobi Hiruzen will naturally have one less worry. But they also forgot that this would also make Konoha less powerful trump card. Why is Cloud Shinobi so late to launch a full-scale war against Konoha? A large part of the reason is because of fear of Uchiha's Sharingan. Not to mention that Cloud Shinobi also has 2 Jinchuriki restrained by Sharingan. Once Uchiha is destroyed, will the elders continue to suppress Hyuga, who took over the position of Konoha #1 clan? At least not in a short time, because even if Sarutobi Hiruzen's brain circuit has problems, they can still realize it. After Uchiha, if even Hyuga is reversed, that Konoha is really going to collapse. Sure enough, Hyuga Heishi jokingly described it as a scourge. Although the wrinkles on Sarutobi Hiruzen's old face jumped a few times, he still didn't get angry, or he didn't dare to get angry. On the contrary, he smiled and said, Haha, Heishi, I believe Uchiha Fugaku, the rebellious party, has told you the specific steps of their rebellion plan, right? Although Konoha's current combat power, it is not difficult to suppress Uchiha. But if this matter becomes a big issue, it will have unimaginable consequences for the other ninjas in the village, and even the whole village. Therefore, Sarutobi Hiruzen believes that the best way is to secretly destroy the race. Therefore, it is necessary to know the specific implementation plan of the Uchiha rebellion plan. Of course, I'm here to report this matter to Master Naruto. Hyuga Heishi sneered as usual. He has received a reply from Yèyuè Guāng. The content of the letter is to pretend to agree to Uchiha Fugaku's cooperation plan, and then secretly report the specific steps of the plan to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Advertisement letting Konoha and Uchiha kill each other will allow Cloud Shinobi to take the opportunity to capture Sharingan in the chaos. Of course Hyuga Heishi is not without benefits. On the surface, without Uchiha, Hyuga is the #1 Konoha clan. In fact, the deeper benefit is that the loss of Uchiha's Konoha power will drop a few more ranks. Although the elders will be afraid of Hyuga, who is also a big clan. But he never dared to suppress Hyuga overtly and secretly like Uchiha. Because they also knew very well that once Hyuga would be reversed like Uchiha. It's all over. Uchiha's collective armed coup plan is divided into 3 steps. The first step is to hide the old and weak women and children of the Uchiha clan in the secret basement of Nanga Shrine. This was originally a secret that was passed on from generation to generation, and only the patriarch knew. But now facing the life and death of a clan, Uchiha Fugaku can't care about so much. In the second step, family ninjas above Chunin, led by the patriarch Uchiha Fugaku, attacked the Naruto administration building at night. In the third step, Genin took advantage of the chaos in the battle and captured 9 Tails Jinchuriki Uzumaki Naruto and used Sharingan to release 9 Tails to create chaos in the village. This plan has been known by the Konoha elders through the mouth of Hyuga Heishi. Early in the discussion process, the elders decided to take advantage of the waiting time for the main force led by Uchiha Fugaku. The elite troops from Anbu and the Roots were mobilized for encirclement and suppression. The Genin troops who wanted to capture Uzumaki Naruto sent ninjas from the Sarutobi and Shimura families. Ambush at Uzumaki Naruto's address and wait for them to come and die. As for the remaining women and children who did not participate in the coup, the women and children hidden in Nanga Shrine will be handed over to you. Advertisement in the meeting room of the elders. Shimura Danzo knelt in front of him on one knee coldly, and said Uchiha Itachi in Anbu costume. Even the filial son, his forehead can't help being covered with cold sweat at this time, and he trembled. Even old and weak women and children. Even women and children, once their hands are softened, they will become young shoots of hatred in the future. Udadane Kaharu said coldly, all must be eradicated, not one will remain. Uchiha Itachi gritted his teeth, trying to say something to refute. But I can't think of any reason. Mitokado Homura added the last fire at this time. Even if you don't do it, our people are enough to wipe out Uchiha. If you are willing to provide assistance, you can at least agree to the request you made before. Uchiha Itachi's only request was for his brother Uchiha Sasuke to survive this genocide. This is the payment he asked for his help. After a while, Uchiha Itachi dropped his head severely and agreed. After Uchiha Itachi left, the group of 4 elders began a new round of discussions. Mitokado Homura, it's a blessing that the Hyuga clan didn't participate in the rebellion. If you face 2 strong clan, even if you send all the Anbu and Genbumen, it will be difficult to win, right? Shimura Danzo. After Uchiha, Hyuga is next. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Shut up, Danzo, are you crazy? If Hyuga is gone, do you know how serious the consequences will be? No matter how stupid they are, they should realize that if they lose even Hyuga, Konoha really has nothing left, and there is no qualification to challenge other Danin villages. Shimura Danzo gave a cold snort, but he could only confess that the proposal was withdrawn. Chapter 60 The First Dutiful Son of Ninja. Konoha in the evening sun, in a children's park near the ninja school. I am going home. Hearing Nara Shikamaru's proposal, Naruto was stunned and then reluctantly said. But, I just played for a while, Nara Shikamaru said. I don't know why. When I went out today, my mother told me that I must go home before the sun went down. The expression was terrible. Me too, Akamichi Choji said with a worried face. Dad also said that he must go back early today, otherwise there will be no food to eat. What a coincidence. My mother said the same, Inuzuka Tooth also said. Seeing that my few friends all left home one after another. Even if Naruto was reluctant to give up, she could only leave in solitude against the sunset. On the way home, I wanted to eat my favorite ramen ikura to restore my feelings of loss. But I didn't expect Yèyuè to also close. Not only that, the store doors on the entire street were strictly sealed off. Why, what's the matter? Naruto looked around in a puzzled manner, and a chill came out inexplicably in his heart. It's better to go back quickly. After shivering, Naruto rushed home. As everyone knows, there are already countless Sarutobi Shimura ninjas in ambush near their homes. And Uchiha's genin troops are also preparing to secretly drive towards him. But neither party noticed. A white head quietly emerged from under the eaves at the door of Naruto's house. The roof of the Naruto administration building. The setting sun has halfway down the horizon, and the night is about to fall. Sarutobi Hiruzen stood on the overhang, looking towards Yao in the direction of Uchiha. Advertisement. However, since the disaster of Nine Tails, Uchiha's clan has been relocated to the southwestern border area, and it is impossible to see the situation of Uchiha clan from here. Hiruzen, this time, I have to trouble you to do it yourself. Utatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura walked up from the back, and Sarutobi Hiruzen said side by side. In case there is a fish that slips through the net. Unlike the original work, which passed Uchiha Itachi's high density, the elders knew Uchiha's rebellion plan in advance. Uchiha's rebellion 2 years early this time was really caught off guard. Even with Hyuga Hiashi's whistleblower, Konoha's executives were too late to prepare. In addition, the Uchiha clan headed by Uchiha Fugaku is now more exaggerated than in the original book. As a result, Uchiha Fugaku is really hard-hearted. As a result, Sarutobi Hiruzen is no longer able to watch from the sidelines like the original, and thus throws all the black pot on Danzo. He must do it himself. Why did all the geniuses die? Sarutobi Hiruzen exhaled heavily. In the next second, the pipe was suddenly put down, and the white robe was removed from his body, revealing the pure black ironclad combat uniform inside, and he shouted in a deep voice. Set off, Uchiha ethnic land. The area is not small, but now it looks extremely empty and lonely. On the square, nearly 200 Uchiha Chunin and above fighting ninjas gathered. Almost all Uchiha's combat power. Uchiha, the main force of the police force who is a few years older than Uchiha Fugaku, reports. The patriarch, children under 12, as well as women, children, and the elderly who are not capable of fighting have all been arranged to take refuge in the basement of Nanga Shrine. The radical Uchiha Ironfire said, I have also sent genin troops secretly to the residence of Nine Tails Jinchuriki to capture Uzumaki Naruto. Then I only need to wait for the Hyuga family to signal to launch a full-scale attack. Uchiha Fugaku nodded when he heard the words, looked up at the sunset where only 1/3 of it was left, and whispered. The appointed time is when the sun is completely down. However, when the setting sun completely sets down on the top of the mountain, even when the full moon gradually rises. Advertisement It has not yet seen the Hyuga family's offensive signal sent out. What's the matter? Had Hyuga's actions been discovered? Another radical, Uchiha Anahuo, frowned and shouted. Uchiha Fugaku and many Uchiha elite ninjas couldn't help but drop a drop of cold sweat on their faces. Without Hyuga's assistance, there is no chance of winning against Konoha with the power of the Uchiha clan. Patriarch, I don't think you should act in a hurry. Let's send an investigation team to investigate Hyuga. Uchiha Yatsushiro suggested. After thinking about it, Uchiha Fugaku was about to agree. However, a sound that made them feel angry and involuntarily only heard it, and it suddenly came into their ears. There is no need to wait for Hyuga's reinforcements. They are smarter than you and know what they can't do. Look in the direction of the sound. Under the moonlight, standing at the top of the eaves opposite the square is Shimura Danzo. The expressions of nearly 200 Uchiha combatants changed in shock. Not waiting for any of them to speak. Shua shua shua. The eaves and exits around the clan land had been blocked with Anbu and root ninjas wearing grey vests and animal masks. You disappointed me too much, Fugaku. Surrounded by the Anbu team members, Sarutobi Hiruzen in iron armor walked slowly to the Uchiha team. With a sad expression on his face. Why can't we consider the problem from Konoha's perspective? This nauseating topic, just save it, Uchiha Fugaku burned in anger. Sounding lines like this for 50 years, don't you feel bored? He had been fed up with the MLM rhetoric of Sarutobi Hiruzen and the elders. In such a situation, he no longer hides anymore, and roars sternly. Kill out. Chapter 61. The concierge team will never look down, coming soon, please order first. Konoha is in front of the gate. 10,000 years guard team Gongza Tetsu and Kamizuki Izumo are in charge of guarding here. Seeing that the setting sun had fallen to the horizon, the two got up from their seats, preparing to close the gate. Don't you think the curfew ordered by Master Naruto today is too early? When he was about to get up and close the door, Gangziti said coldly. Just this morning, Anbu's ninjas brought them here, informing them that today's closing time will be 3 hours earlier than usual. What do you care about so much, just execute the order. Yèyuè Izumo shook his head. Anbu is directly affiliated with Hokage. My two Chunins are far from qualified to question. 2. The sudden incoming sound made the two of them subconsciously turn their heads to look. Just turning around, I saw a formal Hyuga Hinata walking slowly in front of them. Patriarch Hinata, what's the matter? Why did you come out? Didn't Hokage-sama issue a curfew? The two asked curiously. Although there are more than just reasons, almost all the ninjas received orders this morning. After the sun goes down, anyone who does not leave the door must execute it regardless of any noise. As the head of the Hyuga family, Hyuga Hinata, it is really amazing to be here at this time. I came here under the secret order of Master Naruto, can you please cancel the barrier? Although Hyuga Hinata uses questioning words, there is no hint of request in his tone. Gangziti and Yèyuè Izumo looked at each other, both showing incomprehensible colors. The barrier of Hyuga Hinata refers to the giant surveillance barrier that surrounds the entire Konoha village. Anyone crossing the barrier, chakra will be perceived by the barrier squad. The enchantment class is monitored 24 hours a day. If it is aware of the chakra of a non-Konoha shinobi, the enchantment team will immediately notify Anbu to monitor, or directly let the Uchiha police force arrest the person. Advertisement and the only ones who can lift the barrier are the barrier squad and professional gatekeepers like Gangziti and Yèyuè Izumo. This. Patriarch Hinata, do you have a certificate signed by Naruto-sama? The two really couldn't understand why Sarutobi Hiruzen gave such an order. But because the person who said this was the patriarch of the Hyuga family, he did not dare to question it. I'll give it to you right away. You should remove the enchantment first. Why? Do you doubt me for anything? Hyuga Hinata asked with a cold face. No, please don't get me wrong, we are just where our duty lies, Izumo. You hurry up and lift the barrier. Gangziti hurriedly waved his hand to apologize. After all, the other party is the head of the dignified Hyuga clan, and the two of them are just small Chunin from common people. What if people wear small shoes for themselves in the future? Yèyuè Izumo also nodded, sweating profusely, ran out of the gate quickly, stood in front of the invisible junction, and began to seal. After the continuous seals, Yèyuè Izumo seemed to use the summoning technique, covering the invisible barrier wall with his palm, and said in a low voice. Untie. Feel the impact of the invisible chakra wave. Hyuga Hinata on the other side of the gate knew that the barrier had been unlocked. Gangziti smiled and said, Patriarch Hinata, you see that the barrier has been unlocked, and it should prove to be 8 trigrams air palm. However, he hadn't finished speaking, and the answer to him was just a slap on the heart, Hyuga's soft palm. Puff. The sudden attack caught Gangziti off guard, and the whole person was like a flying baseball, slamming against the door of the Konoha gate behind him. There was a heavy sound, and after hitting, the whole person fell to the ground again. Gangziti's eyes widened, and his hollow pupils were full of incredible color. He didn't understand until he died, why Hyuga Hinata. Zitai. Seeing that Jiyu was killed, Yèyuè Izumo, who had just lifted the enchantment, was also dumbfounded. Patriarch Hinata, why are you? Advertisement. Yèyuè Izumo turned and shouted sharply. 10 fingers pierced, however, he still had time to say the same thing in the future. A phalanx, only the size of a fingernail, flew through the air from the back, and instantly penetrated his entire head from the back of his head. A second later, there was a blood hole in the center of the eyebrows, and Yèyuè Izumo's eyes were as sluggish as the dead steel iron. He also collapsed to the ground, unable to understand why he died until he died. If you don't understand it, Leek doesn't understand why he died. Including Hitaki Shumo, including Namikaze Minato. A dozen people appeared across from Hyuga Hinata, passing through the Konoha main gate that had no barrier protection. They all put on masks to cover their entire faces, and they wore nocturnal black clothes without a trace of skin. Hyuga Hinata frowned slightly. This dress was almost the same as the Cloud Shinobi ninja who tried to kidnap Hinata 6 years ago. Only one person did not wear a nightgown and didn't even bother to wear a mask. Yèyuè Guāng. You can faintly hear the sound of fighting from the west. Go ahead. Yèyuè Guāng simply shook his hand. Wearing a mask, Yi Kang, she and the others didn't say a word, and ran towards the Uchiha clan with the body flicker technique. Resolutely, Chief Heishi. Yèyuè Guāng rolled his eyes and feet and said to the corpse of Shenyue Izumo and Gangsiti. Is that all I have to do? Hyuga Heishi said blankly. Well, it's hard work, leave it to me next. Yèyuè Guāng smiled and said. Hyuga Hiashi's face remained calm, and after nodding, he turned and left. Chapter 62. There are enough lackeys, why do you need to do it yourself? Coming soon, first order. Mom, isn't it a bit noisy outside? At the home of Patriarch Nara after dinner. Nara Shikamaru's ears were pricked, and she subconsciously wanted to open the window and look out. However, just as Nara Shikamaru leaned his hand to the window to open it, Mother Nara Jinai came over and slapped him on the back of his hand and said, What are you doing? Go to bed. Nara Shikamaru clutched the back of the beaten hand, glanced at the clock on the wall and said silently. It's less than 8 o'clock. Well, go here and go. Nara Shikamaru, who originally wanted to refute, looked at this mother for the next second as if she was going to eat people. Hurry up to admit counsel and retract back into the bedroom. Nara Luju, who was sitting on the sofa in the living room, just sat still in silence. He didn't know what the top management wanted to do. He only knows that when Konoha gets up early tomorrow morning, the sky will change. The current situation is different from that in the original book where the Uchiha family caught off guard and was tortured and killed by the elder son Uchiha Itachi, mentally ill Uchiha Obito, and Konoha's high-level 3 parties. Although the number of combat power is still very different. But because Uchiha maintained a state of preparedness at the time of the incident. Therefore, even if he was ambushed, he was not as helpless as the original. In the face of Konoha's high pressure and invertible combat strength, he still showed his surplus of resistance. Especially the Patriarch Uchiha Fugaku, completely surpassed the expectations of the 4-member group of the elders. Boom! A great chakra giant stands in the center of the Uchiha clan. A single slash can take at least the lives of 2 to 3 Anbu players. Susanoo. Advertisement and its appearance barely saved the overwhelming fighting power gap between the Uchiha tribe and Konoha. Mangekyo Sharingan? Uchiha Fugaku, you actually own Mangekyo Sharingan? Udatane Kaharu yelled with split eyes. Not to mention him, even Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo couldn't help being frightened to the spot. I thought Uchiha Fugaku was just an elite jonin, but he didn't expect that he still kept such a hand. Since the awakening of the Third Ninja World War, I have been hiding these eyes. I hadn't planned to never take them out at the critical moment, but I never thought that the first time I used it, I faced Hokage. Ahem. At the end of the story, Uchiha Fugaku suffered severe pain and became intolerable under the stimulus of Mangekyo's strong side effects. He knelt on the ground and coughed. Several mouthfuls of blood spouted from the throat. Susanoo, covering the surface of the body, gradually began to dissipate due to the excessive consumption of the owner's chakra. I'm going to fix those eyes. Danzo's eyes were full of enthusiasm and excitement, and his waist didn't hurt for a while, and his legs didn't hurt. The body wrapped in Zongzi rushed towards Uchiha Fugaku as if it had been fitted with a spring. Wind-style vacuum wave. From Danzo's mouth, a blade-like wind cut straight and slashed Uchiha Fugaku, whose Susanoo had disappeared. Careful Patriarch. There was bruises all around, and even many Uchiha people who had missing arms and legs screamed. Today Uchiha Fugaku, is dead. I have to drag the 4 of you to the funeral. Uchiha Fugaku, whose chakra bottomed out, had to burn his life force as a price to increase pupil power and chakra output. The gray Susanoo emerged from the surface of his body again, and smashed the wind blade with a punch. The lower hook directly slammed Danzo into the ground. Okay. Uchiha Tio, who broke off a left arm, yelled in ecstasy. Kill Danzo. As expected of the Patriarch, ha ha ha. Have you seen it, Konoha's lackey? This is Uchiha's power. Advertisement, kill. Kill them all. The Uchiha people who are still alive can't help but raise their arms and shout. Now they know in their hearts that an armed coup is no longer possible. Can only kill a few more Konoha running dogs in front of him. The targets most eager to kill are undoubtedly the Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo, Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura. However, just when the Uchiha people were excited about Danzo's death, the muddy meat under Susanoo's fist disappeared with the wind like a mist. It's really dangerous. I didn't expect him to overdraw his vitality and start Susanoo again. At this moment, Shimura Danzo, who should have died, stood next to Sarutobi Hiruzen in the back at some unknown time, squinting his eyes and said, Why is he still alive? Uchiha Tio said in disbelief. Other Uchiha tribesmen are equally stunned. There are also perception ninjas among them, and they clearly perceive that Danzo is indeed dead just now. It's Izanagi. At this time, Uchiha's veteran brand Jonin Uchiha Yatsushiro shouted in exclamation and explained it. In an instant, the anger of all the Uchiha people rose to a new boiling point. It turns out that Danzo, the old man, has long coveted Uchiha's power. Danzo, I'm going to kill you. Uchiha Fugaku was so angry. Danzo sneered and stood still, waved and commanded. All the fighting power came over and delayed Uchiha Fugaku. I want to see how long his vitality can sustain Susanoo. After knowing that his ninjutsu could not break Susanoo's defense, Danzo would not be able to attack himself. With so many running dogs, Why do you need to do it yourself? Chapter 63 is run to out, coming soon to request first order. In order to deal with Susanoo, who is almost unstoppable even by Sarutobi Hiruzen, Konoha's senior management focused all combat power on Uchiha Fugaku. This resulted in unacceptable corpses scattered in other parts of the Uchiha clan. But this is nothing. Danzo's original idea was to wait for Uchiha to be wiped out. Just pick your eyes slowly, but even if they want to break their heads, they will never think of it. There will be a third force mixing in. Boom, boom, boom. Susanoo and a large number of ninjutsu blasts produced deafening shocks constantly rang in my ears. Cloud Shinobi Anbu, led by Yèyuè Guāng, sneaked into the Uchiha clan. See the bodies of Uchiha and Konoha Anbu all over the ground. Yèyuè Guāng's heart trembled. Infighting in Shinobu Village. She couldn't help but think of Luo Sha's treatment of herself. But hurry up, Yèyuè Guāng shook his head to drive the distracting thoughts out of his mind, and ordered in a low voice. Do it. Following behind, a dozen Cloud Shinobi Anbu scattered around. One by one squatted beside the dead Uchiha. One hand takes out the test tube prepared in advance from the ninja bag and filled with the donor organ preservation solution. The other hand examines the body of Uchiha's deceased, after confirming that there is Sharingan. Pull the eyeball out of the orbit abruptly and put it into the test tube. This scene is like buying vegetables in a vegetable market. Perceiving that the noise in the battle zone is gradually diminishing, Yèyuè Guāng frowned and reminded. Move faster. The basement of Nanga Shrine. At this time, Uchiha Sasuke collapsed to the ground. Beside him are the corpses of the clansmen covered with blood. The body closest to him on the right is his mother. Uchiha Makoto. Urzuzi clasped one of his mother's hands tightly, bitingly cold. Advertisement already dead. On the opposite side, he was holding the blood-stained Dachi with a cold face. But until half an hour ago, he regarded him as his most admired brother. Uchiha Itachi. After returning from school today, my father immediately asked the people to come to this shrine. But he didn't know the specific reason, he just followed his father's order. My mother and the people of the tribe are waiting here quietly. But just now, my brother came here. Before anyone could speak, he raised the knife in his hand. Then it becomes what it is now. Nissan, for, why? Holding tightly the cold hand of his dead mother, Sasuke kept tearing from his eyes, even he didn't notice it. The original black pupil has turned into one Tomo Sharingan while crying. Stupid. Odudu. Uchiha Itachi took a deep breath and forcibly suppressed the fluctuations in his heart. Says the same famous lines as in the original book. If there is any difference, it is that this time he does not need to use Tsukuyomi to show Uchiha Sasuke the scene of his murder of the tribe. He attacked directly in front of the two pillars. More exciting than the original. If it wasn't for Uchiha Sasuke that hadn't awakened Sharingan, I'm afraid it would not have evolved into Mangekyo directly. Wait until Uchiha Itachi finishes the sentence, wait until you have the same eyes as mine, then come to me. He once again applied Sharingan's illusion to Uchiha Sasuke just like the original. Make the other party faint in pain. Finally, after leaving a sentence, forgive me, Sasuke, he turned and left. When Uchiha Itachi exits from Nanga Shrine, under the eaves of the shrine, White Zetsu, with only half of his body, emerged from the wall, grinning strangely. Want to take you directly to the organization base? Boom! Before the big filial son could answer, the shock of fighting came again from a distance. Uchiha Itachi turned his eyes and saw a grey chakra giant waving the big knife in his hand. But from the dull movement, it can be judged that the operator has reached the limit. I'm going to make a break, advertisement Uchiha Itachi said solemnly. Well, I don't know that killing people is addictive. Killing my mother is not enough. You have to kill them together with your father. White Zetsu didn't stop it. It doesn't matter who killed Uchiha Fugaku anyway, it's just. As Runtu out there, just as Uchiha Itachi was about to rush over to kill his father, his back was chilled by the sudden dull questioning. Turning his head to look, the man Shisui described as a ghost. Sitting at the top of the torii gate of the shrine, he looked at himself condescendingly with his legs up. Not who is Yèyuè Guāng. Uchiha Itachi's pupils suddenly shrank, and he subconsciously drew his sword to protect him. The guy who looks like Baba, what can I say to you, where's Runtu? Yèyuè Guāng was too lazy to take care of his filial son, and focused only on White Zetsu. Runtu? You mean Lord Madara, right? White Zetsu pretended to be confused and said. Unfortunately, Madara-sama is busy with something else, Miku Konoha. In fact, White Zetsu, who was lurking around Konoha, was distracted and noticed the arrival of Yèyuè Guāng and his party. When Uchiha Obito first arrived at Konoha, he notified him. And run. Obito is also very afraid of Yèyuè Guāng, a freak who knows his Kamui principle. Directly handed over the task of stealing Sharingan to White Zetsu, and he strayed at the time. Didn't you come? It's really a trip for nothing. Yèyuè Guāng scratched his head helplessly, wondering if he could get some oil and water and go back. But when I heard Uchiha Itachi yell out loudly, how did you come in? Konoha's protective barrier is derived from Uzumaki's secret technique. Only a handful of Anbu members who are familiar with barrier principles like myself can enter it without being noticed. Or, just like the masked man, directly spatially teleported in. Otherwise, even cage level, it is impossible to sneak in without being noticed by the enchantment squad. Uchiha Itachi couldn't really guess how this man came in without knowing it. Oh, the first dutiful son of Ninja World is here too. Yèyuè Guāng seemed to have just discovered Uchiha Itachi, and finally turned his attention to him. Look at it for a second, think about it for 2 seconds, and say. Since you are here, it means that your mother is dead, and now you are going to kill your father, right? Then go, but don't tell Sarutobi Hiruzen about my presence here, or I will kill Raju. Uchiha Sasuke. Chapter 64. What? Are you still wronged? Coming soon to request first order. In fact, did the old foxes of Sarutobi Hiruzen know that the person who finished their Konoha last bit of wool tonight is themselves? For Yèyuè Guāng, it doesn't matter. What can they do if they know? The loss of Uchiha, coupled with the experience of this battle, the loss of a considerable degree of Anbu and the root ninja. Today Konoha's military strength is probably slightly stronger than Sunagakure, ranking second to the bottom of the 5 ninja villages. What if you know you robbed them? Does he dare to start a war? But Yèyuè Guāng thought for a while, still hoping to seal the mouth of the filial son. After all, for the Konoha destruction plan to be implemented in the future. The elders do not know, it is more advantageous, and the Uchiha clan has been broken for generations, and threatening him with 2 pillars is absolutely the best choice. As predicted, after hearing Yèyuè Guāng say that if he dared to leak the secret, he would kill Sasuke. Uchiha Itachi's expression suddenly changed, but the next response he took was not an immediate agreement. Instead, his eyes immediately turned into a Mitsubishi dart-shaped Mangekyo. At a speed beyond the reach of ordinary ninjas, he swung his knife towards Yèyuè Guāng on the top of the Torii gate. Hey, calm down. White Zetsu wanted to stop it, but it was too late. Wow, I'm so brave. Yèyuè Guāng looked at Uchiha Itachi, whose speed was left behind, and whistled. Huh? Uchiha Itachi could only vaguely see an electric arc passing in front of him. What I felt immediately afterwards was a sharp pain from my abdomen. Boom. Boom. Probably less than a second before and after, Uchiha Itachi was smashed down and hit the main entrance of Nanga Shrine. Advertisement: the door that had just closed was shattered by the impact, and Uchiha Itachi slid out 5 or 6 meters on the tatami mat inside. It barely stopped until it hit the wall behind. Is it stronger again? After subconsciously comparing the punch that Yèyuè Guāng showed just now with the scene of the fight against Uchiha Obito in the Kingdom of Water 2 years ago, he subconsciously compared it in his mind. White Zetsu thought incredulously, Master Everbright. At this time, Ye Kang and his party, wearing night clothes and masks, descended around Yèyuè Guāng with the body flicker technique. So many people. Has the barrier been opened? Uchiha Itachi got up from the inner house of the shrine, and a stream of blood spread across the corner. Uchiha Itachi, who finally got up from the ground, saw that so many people from outside the village could enter the village without the enchantment team noticing it. It can be said to be 100% certain in his heart that there is a traitor in Konoha. If there is only Yèyuè Guāng alone, then Uchiha Itachi may also think that he has some secret skills, which can be directly teleported into the village like the space ninjutsu of the masked man. But so many people have passed through the barrier, there is only one explanation. A traitor opened the barrier and let these people in. Have you got things? Yèyuè Guāng asked calmly. Yes. He walked around like a zongzi and took out 2 sealed test tubes from the ninja bag. When he saw what was inside, Uchiha Itachi's expression changed drastically. Soaked in a test tube filled with liquid medicine, the pieces overlap like candied haws. Not what is Sharingan, you guys. The burning anger caused Uchiha Itachi's body to tremble slightly. The goal of Cloud Shinobi is Sharingan. Yes, they asked their brother Sasuke 6 months ago to no avail. It is not surprising that I will choose to do it at this time. Yo, still wronged. Advertisement. Seeing what Uchiha Itachi looks like, Yèyuè Guāng couldn't help but wink his eyebrows. I can still understand when I'm angry at Urzuzi. Why are you angry with you who betrayed the same clan? Speaking of which, we should all thank you, Uchiha Itachi. She said indifferently. If it weren't for you, how could we get so many Sharingans so easily? You, Uchiha Itachi furiously attacked his heart, and when he was angry, he was about to activate Mangekyo's pupil power again. However, this time White Zetsu had quick eyes and hands, and quickly stopped him to persuade him. Hello. Calm down, you can't win. If you have time to entangle with me, why don't you go and kill your own dad? Yèyuè Guāng jumped off the top of the Torii gate and said. It's a pity that Runtu didn't come, so I made a trip for nothing and went home, Just as Yèyuè Guāng yawned at a discount and was about to give orders to go home. His eyes, half empty due to sleepiness, suddenly widened again. The focus in the pupils glanced towards the shadow of the forest next to Nanga Shrine. Don't hide, come out. Even the avatars of Uchiha Itachi and White Zetsu were taken aback, subconsciously looking at the shadow of the forest where Yèyuè Guāng's eyes were facing. Along with the sound of footsteps, a girl who was about the same age as Uchiha Itachi and about 12 years old walked out of it. Shui Lingling's big eyes and a mole under the corner of his right eye looked very cute. But those eyes were filled with panic, despair, incomprehension and other negative emotions at this moment. Spring. Uchiha Itachi's face also changed drastically, and he whispered the name of his old friend from school days. Itachi, I just heard it wrong. All of this, did you do it? Uchiha Quan's big eyes were full of incredible colors, and he barely pulled out a smile that was ugly not to cry. Okay, kidding, isn't it? How can you, such a gentle person, do such a thing? Chapter 65 You are such a gentle child, coming soon, First Order. Puff. When Uchiha Quan described the elder brother as gentle, Yèyuè Guāng couldn't hold back on the spot, and slobbered directly from his mouth. Gentle? I remember that in the original book, Uchiha Fugaku and Uchiha Makoto also called Uchiha Itachi before they died, you are such a gentle child. Sure enough, I still don't understand the brain circuits of the Uchiha clan. Killed all his clan and called tenderness, then Sarutobi Hiruzen can be called the strongest Naruto. Then he should be the innocent little Chunin. To insist that Uchiha Itachi is gentle to anyone, I am afraid there are only two pillars. Anyway, the meaning of his existence is to give eyes to Urzuzi. Remember this girl is called Uchiha Spring, right? Did you die in Runtu or died in the hands of the great filial son in the original work? Cannot remember, but right now Uchiha Obito has not come because of his own relationship. So the situation has changed, however, whether she can save her life is not yet known. Uchiha Spring, Genin. The task is to do some chores in the Daming mansion under his wife. But yesterday, she suddenly received an order from Hokage to return to Konoha today. Although Uchiha Izumi didn't know the reason, it was Hokage's order. Without any doubt, she returned to Konoha from the daimyo mansion overnight. When she entered the main entrance of Konoha, she found the bodies guarding the ninja Konkatetsu and Kamizuki Izumo. I realized that the situation in the village had changed. However, when entering the clan land, I saw the clan leader Uchiha Fugaku leading the clan members and Anbu and the roots of the elders in a desperate battle. As a girl under the age of 12, advertisement faced with this situation, she has no idea what to do. And at this moment, she happened to see Uchiha Itachi, a childhood friend in Anbu costume, passing by in the direction of Nanga Shrine. Uchiha Quan, who was terribly scared at the time, didn't think much about it, so he just followed. She wanted to know what happened from her old childhood friend. Of course, as an ordinary genin Uchiha Spring, how can it be possible to catch up with Uchiha Itachi? When she chased all the way to the shrine, Uchiha Itachi has been in it for some time. When Uchiha Spring arrived, I only heard the cries of the people in the shrine. If I saw Konoha fighting with the tribe, I just frightened Uchiha Izumi. Then, hearing the cries of people in the shrine made her spirit almost collapsed on the spot. Finally, when Uchiha Itachi walked out of the shrine in blood, her first reaction was not to get in touch with each other as before. Instead, he jumped into the bushes next to him to hide. Then, it was the dialogue between Yèyuè Guāng, White Zetsu and Uchiha Itachi. Facing the questioning of his childhood friend, Uchiha Itachi lowered his head and did not respond at all. This is interesting. Upon discovering an unexpected situation, Yèyuè Guāng was also interested, sitting at the top of the wall next to him, smiling and asking Uchiha Itachi. Da filial son, what do you do with your childhood sweetheart? Uchiha Itachi instantly looked at Yèyuè Guāng with a stern look. Unfortunately, his eyes can't kill. Just listen to Yèyuè Guāng continuing to say with a smile. If you let her go, it is likely to reveal the truth about Uchiha's extermination. Isn't this going against the will of your heir to the will of fire? For the sake of the village, even parents can kill. Fart, right? Although Yèyuè Guāng's tone was full of yin and yang, he still had to admit that it was all true. Since you can kill even your parents, your classmates are not worth mentioning. After the end, see you at the stronghold. Advertisement. The White Zetsu avatar felt that it was a bit bad for him to continue to stay here, and now he drove off quickly and sent the information back to Runtu. Oh no, Obito. Yèyuè Guāng, this B*************** D, took him all the way. For Yèyuè Guāng, he did not stop either, and he focused on watching this good show. Click, in the next second, Uchiha Itachi pulled out the Taito from the sheath again. Itachi? Uchiha Quan's already big eyes were about to pop out at this moment. She couldn't believe what she saw, however, when Uchiha Itachi raised the knife and walked towards him step by step. Even if she didn't want to believe it, she couldn't deny the fact that happened before her eyes. Puff. Uchiha Spring fell to the ground, looking up at Uchiha Itachi who held the butcher knife high towards him. 2 bundles of clear tears fell from his eyes, crying hard. Itachi, you really forgive me, Quan. Facing the childhood sweetheart of Pear Blossoms, Uchiha Itachi spit out his famous lines, but in sharp contrast with the other party. He didn't shed a single tear. Was it because he was paralyzed? It is still true as Yèyuè Guāng said, since even his mother has been killed anyway, what is a classmate? Unacceptable. Yi Kang really couldn't stand it, and the high temperature rising in the palm of his right hand, scorched style wanted to shoot. Hold on. However, Yèyuè Guāng's command stopped Yi Kang's actions. Because he saw the last moment when Uchiha Itachi's sword finally pierced Uchiha Izumi's heart. The ergo jade in the girl's pupils turned sharply, just at the end of her life. Turned into a 3-go jade. Moreover, the Taito in Uchiha Itachi's hand started to slow down at a speed visible to the naked eye. Asterisk. Chapter 66 Mangekyo who blooms in despair, coming soon to be ordered. During the Third Ninja War, Uchiha Madara, who rescued Uchiha Obito, once said, "The falling rock seems to penetrate your body, so you avoid fatal injuries." At that time, Uchiha Obito had not yet awakened Mangekyo. He has already awakened part of Kamui's abilities. But right now, the ability displayed by Uchiha Spring is. In a flash, Yèyuè Guāng took out a coin from the pants kabuto. Shu clang. There is no additional power to use the super electromagnetic gun, just the knuckles. The coin flew away from Uchiha Itachi's sword. Uchiha Itachi felt unspeakable with his right hand holding the knife. Numb? Is it his electromagnetic wave? No, it's not right. It's just that the strength is too strong. Okay, go kill your dad, don't waste time here. Yèyuè Guāng said indifferently. At this time, there was no sound in the fighting area in the center of the Uchiha clan. Obviously, the outcome of the battle over there is already known. Uchiha Itachi tucked his eyebrows tightly, looking back and forth between Uchiha Spring and the battle area for several times. Finally turned and rushed towards there. Don't forget what I said, if you dare to leak a word to those old foxes, don't you need me to say it? At the end before Uchiha Itachi left, Yèyuè Guāng issued another warning. Are you okay? Yi Kang squatted down beside Uchiha Spring, and let this pear girl with rain stick to her and sobbing. Do you have any relatives? Yèyuè Guāng asked. In the original work, there are too few descriptions of this girl who died at the hands of the elder filial son. I just went home and found out that my mother was not at home, and then. Uchiha Izumi wiped the tears from the corner of his eyes and said. Yèyuè Guāng was silent for a few seconds, then raised his thumb and pointed to the inside of Nanga Shrine. Under the penultimate tatami is the entrance to the secret room. Go look for it. As soon as he said this, Uchiha Izumi immediately remembered the screams of the clansmen who heard from the entrance of the shrine. Thinking of something, Uchiha Izumi's expression changed drastically. Advertisement without the thought of crying, he immediately got up from the ground and rushed towards the shrine like crazy. Evolve ordinary Sharingan to Mangekyo. It is not necessary to kill your cherished by your own hands. After experiencing the loss of your loved one, you may also be awakened successfully. Uchiha Obito who witnessed the death of Rin Nohara, and Uchiha Itachi who witnessed Uchiha Shisui's suicide. Both successfully awakened Mangekyo Sharingan. In other words, the real condition for awakening Mangekyo Sharingan is the immense pain of loss. Loss of parents, loss of close friends, and loss of loved ones. It is the key to let Sharingan evolve, in the basement of Nanga Shrine. Uchiha Izumi hugged the blood-covered mother Uchiha Hazuki's body. The tears that fell had become tears of blood. At this moment, she did not notice the three-hooked jade in her eyes. It is spinning sharply, and finally turned into a pure black cross dart. At this moment, she also felt the same pain as Uchiha Obito and Uchiha Itachi who awakened Mangekyo. After entering the secret room, Yi Kang showed a look of unbearable heart, and gently hugged Uchiha Spring beside him, comforting. It's okay. Wu, Yèyuè Guāng at the back thought inwardly. Fortunately, I haven't crossed to Uchiha. If you want your eyes to evolve, you must experience the pain of dead parents again. What kind of fairy blood is this? I'm afraid it's not the curse of Sage of Six Paths to the descendants of Indra. After the miracle, place Uchiha Hazuki's body in the storage scroll. Yi Kang came up with the crying Uchiha Spring and asked Yèyuè Guāng for instructions. Can you take her, please? This is the first time she made a request to Yèyuè Guāng since she came to Cloud Shinobi Village. As a fellow victim who was also betrayed by the village, Yi Kang felt compassion for Uchiha Spring. Do you choose? But Yèyuè Guāng did not immediately reply to Yi Kang, but turned his gaze to Uchiha Spring next to him. Mom is dead. I have no other relatives. Uchiha Quan's eyes were filled with confusion, and his brain was still in a state of ignorance and confusion. Should I? Don't think so much for now. Yi Kang put his hand on the head of Uchiha Spring and continued to comfort him and then said. Advertisement. Take her back to Cloud Shinobi first. Anyway, your favorite thing to do is not to dig the corner of another shinobi village? Yèyuè Guāng. Although there is nothing wrong with this, why does it sound so hot? Remember this grudge, and you will pay it back slowly in the future. The center of the Uchiha clan is also the battle center of this death fight. Under the bright moonlight with blood, Uchiha fighting ninjas fell one by one. Naturally, there is no shortage of Anbu elite who participated in this extermination operation. But because of the overwhelming gap in the number of combat power bases, Anbu and the Roots can only be said to have been heavily wounded, while Uchiha is completely annihilated. Wu cough. Even if his vitality was overdrawn, Uchiha Fugaku could no longer bear the side effects of the Mangekyo Hitomi technique, and fell to his knees, coughing up blood. Susanoo, originally attached to the surface of the body, has long since disappeared. He couldn't use that trick anymore. As for the entire clan, Uchiha, who is still standing or alive, is the only one left. Uchiha Fugaku, it's over. Danzo couldn't help laughing out loud. After confirming repeatedly that Uchiha Fugaku could not use Mangekyo, he walked towards the other side again. After Uchiha Shisui, I own another pair of Mangekyo. However, facing the triumphant Danzo, Uchiha Fugaku suddenly let out a sneer, and then raised his right index and middle fingers toward his eyes. Stop. In an instant, Danzo had sensed what Uchiha Fugaku wanted to do, and rushed forward with a loud bang. However, he was still a step slower. I could only watch that Mangekyo, who was thinking about it day and night, was pierced and turned into plasma, falling from Uchiha Fugaku's eyes. Damn, Uchiha Fugaku, Danzo growled furiously. Father, at this time, the filial son finally arrived. Chapter 67 I have so many Sharingan? Coming soon to request first order. In the end, Uchiha Itachi still lived up to his title of the first dutiful son of ninja. Stabbed the blind Uchiha Fugaku's heart with the knife that killed the tribe and mother. It's just that compared with the original work, it's more like a fault. Because when he arrived, Uchiha Fugaku only breathed. Finally, Uchiha Itachi posted in Uchiha Fugaku's ear and said, "Father, please rest assured, I will take care of Sasuke." Uchiha Fugaku, who was blind, did not speak. Maybe he himself didn't know what to say, or because chakra and vitality were overdrawn, he didn't even have the strength to speak now. However, at the last moment of the death, Uchiha Fugaku finally broke off and barely uttered a word. "This is your choice, Itachi. What Konoha did to the clan, can't you see? Everything you did. Cough cough. Well, I'll just watch it in that world, and finally your ending will." However, the last few words of Uchiha Fugaku are still unspoken. Uchiha Itachi didn't know what his father wanted to express to him in the end, so he died. Neither Sarutobi Hiruzen nor Shimura Danzo stopped Uchiha Fugaku's final regret. The former is because he still wants to sell Uchiha Itachi a little bit of face. After all, he has to rely on the other party to investigate the mysterious organization. The latter is still in a state of desperation. After unsuccessfully attempting to capture Uchiha Fugaku's eyes, he immediately ordered the surviving subordinates to retrieve the eyes of the other Uchiha dead. "My request is clear to you, and Sasuke must be protected." Uchiha Itachi turned his face coldly and looked at the four-member group of the elders, which had become Mangekyo Sharingan, and said coldly, "To what extent Konoha's combat effectiveness has been weakened? I think you know better than me. You can't imagine how much power Konoha has in the dark." When he said this, the filial son couldn't help but think of Yèyuè Guāng, who had previously appeared at Nanhi Shrine, and the gang he led who took away countless Sharingan's men. Then the tone became even colder. "If you move a bit of Sasuke." In other words, I thought that when I heard these words, the members of the elders group who had always been arrogant couldn't help but come back. But although they take pleasure in killing their own people, they are not outright idiots. It is also clear that these words of Uchiha Itachi are reasonable. There was no rebuttal, or to stimulate him with words as before. "Don't worry, Itachi, I will take care of Sasuke." Advertisement Sarutobi Hiruzen quickly agreed. Later, I seemed to be afraid that Uchiha Itachi would forget, and couldn't help reminding. "That organization matter, I beg you. Where's Sharingan? Where do I put so many Sharingan here?" Without waiting for Sarutobi Hiruzen's advice, the roar of Shimura Danzo not far away attracted the attention of everyone present. "Danzo, what are you crazy?" Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned and murmured. However, this time Danzo was obviously so angry that he didn't even give Sarutobi Hiruzen's face. Like an old naughty boy who discovered that his son who had been raising for decades was not his own, he roared. "None of them. No. The Sharingan on these Uchiha ninja corpses are all gone." Hear Danzo's roars. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Udadan Ekaharu, Mitokado Homura and others couldn't help but frown and walked over to check. When I saw those Uchiha ninja corpses, a pair of eye sockets with no eyeballs inside. Can't help but be frightened. "What's going on? Where's their eyes?" Mitokado Homura said in disbelief. Urut Jonin slammed his face and reported. "My elders, all the corpses in the Uchiha clan have been inspected, but every Uchiha ninja who awakens Sharingan, their eyes, all have been dug out." "Who is it? Who did it?" Danzo roared with a ferocious face. However, his doglegs at the root trembled one by one, and no one gave an answer. "I said, there are countless forces that secretly covet Konoha, you better be careful." Uchiha Itachi said coldly. "Itachi, what do you know?" Danzo's unwrapped left eye was bloodshot, and his face was green with questioning tape. All he did was to get Uchiha's Sharingan tonight. For this reason, he even promised Sarutobi Hiruzen to carry the black pot of Uchiha genocide on his back. However, now that he is in the dark, he has got nothing. Advertisement. How can Danzo be reconciled? I have done what I promised you, and I am not obligated to answer any of your questions. After saying this, Uchiha Itachi performed the body flicker technique and moved to the top of the telegraph pole above, leaving the last sentence coldly. "Don't forget my request and let Sasuke grow up." When the words fell, the figure of the filial piety completely disappeared under the night of the blood-red full moon, and was never seen again. From today, all actions, duties, and privileges of the roots will cease. The Uchiha genocide incident is the final task of your roots. After Sarutobi Hiruzen left his last sentence indifferently, he also put his hands behind his back, and returned to the Hokage building in a leading attitude. The reason why he agreed to this action was not just to destroy Uchiha. There are also reasons to suppress Danzo and the roots. Originally, Sharingan of Uchiha's deceased was handed over to Danzo in exchange, so that he could carry this black pot on his back. Although Sharingan doesn't have it now, you also have to carry the black pot Danzo. Although Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't guess who stole so much Sharingan. But right now, Uchiha was destroyed, and Danzo did not gain Uchiha's power. Killing two birds with one stone, his Sarutobi Hiruzen seems to be the biggest winner. Thinking of this, Sarutobi Hiruzen's old face couldn't help smirking. Perhaps, I should really thank the person who stole some Sharingan. If Yèyuè Guāng knew what Sarutobi Hiruzen was thinking at this moment, he would definitely not help but reply. You're welcome, I will sharpen the knife faster when I chop you. Ah. Under the dual stimulation of anger and despair, even the old and cunning Danzo couldn't help but lose his mind and use a roar to relieve the anger in his heart. A Sharingan didn't get it, and instead lost all power. Under such a blow, he did not have a mental breakdown on the spot, which is already considered extraordinary. P.S. This is the last chapter before it's on the shelves. I have stumbled to this day without everyone's support. The book is expected to be available at 0000 tonight, but the release of Philu's new book may be delayed. So there may be a problem, and it may take a few hours to see it, so I still recommend it tomorrow morning. Although I know that more than 90% of readers will be lost, after all, the author still has to eat. I will do my best to write this book to return everyone, rest assured, it is impossible to break. I have even conceived the next world, asterisk chapter 68. Is there such a coincidence in this world? First order? On the second day, the rising sun had just risen. Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately summoned Hyuga Hinata, Nara Shikaiju and other members of the decision-making group, and held a decision-making meeting. At the meeting, everyone looked incredible. Sarutobi Hiruzen announced that last night, Uchiha Itachi slaughtered the entire Uchiha clan, leaving only Uchiha Sasuke to survive. It is designated as Konoha's S-rank rebel, and responsible for guarding the roots of the Uchiha tribe because of weak supervision. Therefore, Shimura Danzo, the top leader of the root organization, was revoked from all powers. It will be implemented from today. Quiet. After learning this news, the huge conference room was completely silent. These words seem to be okay at first glance, but at least a little rational analysis will find that Sarutobi Hiruzen's rhetoric is full of loopholes. Don't talk about Naruto's kind of mind. Even the poor-minded second hands of the canine family can detect a few flaws. First and foremost, Uchiha Itachi has no such ability in just one night. To slaughter hundreds of Uchiha fighters, including nearly 1,000 old and weak women and children? Although Uchiha Itachi is called a genius, but after all, he is an 11-year-old kid. Even if thousands of Uchiha clans stretch their necks, he can't finish it in one night, right? Secondly, why did you impose a curfew on Third Hokage that night to keep all the villagers from going out? It feels like you know this is going to happen. What makes everyone feel the creeps even more? After this happened, Uchiha and Genbu, two groups that Sarutobi Hiruzen regarded as confidant, disappeared. And his third Hokage became the biggest beneficiary of this incident. The police force was taken over by the Sarutobi family. The root privileges are accepted by Anbu. Anyway, the benefits are all controlled by his faction. Is there such a coincidence in this world? However, no one dared to ask about this question. After the meeting, all the patriarchs of the Konoha Shinobi clan braved goosebumps, and the 6 gods returned to the land of all ethnic groups without a master. The only thought in their hearts right now is that they must never go against the Naruto faction. Otherwise, your family is the next Uchiha. However, even smart people like Naruto have overlooked a key issue. Advertisement: Konoha lost Uchiha, and his military strength dropped several levels. And Hyuga Hinata is indifferent from beginning to end. After returning home, immediately pick up a pen and write to Yèyuè Guāng. Third Hokage has the power to dominate. Konoha seems to be peaceful, but in fact it is eccentric. Cloud Shinobi Village Administrative Building, the highest conference room. Raikage's deputy, with his left eye wrapped in a layer of gauze, stood by the conference table, holding a data board in his hand to report. In this operation, Sharingan 46 pairs were captured, including 7 pairs of 3-hook jade, 15 pairs of double-hook jade, and single-hook jade. Come on, don't report this, just focus on it. Yèyuè Guāng interrupted his eyelid fight. This matter is currently regarded as a secret of Cloud Shinobi Village and is not allowed to be leaked to the guys below. After a short pause, Yèyuè Guāng said again, there are countless idiots who want to transplant Sharingan, but 2 conditions must be met. The first is to complete difficult tasks above the S level for Cloud Shinobi, and the second is to have a body that is highly compatible with Sharingan like Hitaki Kakashi. Fourth Raikage, Tutai and others nodded in agreement. Turning his eyes to Zai's left eye wrapped in gauze, Darui squinted and asked, hey, how does it feel to transplant new eyes? Although you can't use this power yet, you can still feel its powerful pupil power, which is worthy of being the blood succession boundary well known in the ninja world. She covered her left eye with emotion. Immediately, she shook her head expressing regret. Unfortunately, a ninja who is not of Uchiha descent can't perfectly switch Sharingan between combat form and daily form, so he can only transplant one eye. I have begun to predict that there will be a lot of red Cyclops in Cloud Shinobi Village in the future. Will our village be renamed Cyclops Village in the future? Yèyuè Guāng plays with taste. Come on, you fellow. After Fourth Raikage laughed and cursed, he asked again. What's next? Any plans? Next, let's enjoy peaceful life. Yèyuè Guāng got up and walked out the door, turning his back to the people. The next major action is to take down Konoha. As soon as this was said, everyone in the conference room couldn't help showing their eagerness to try. As long as you follow the footsteps of this man, there will be no mistakes. Cloud Canyon Training Ground. Hinata, who had been enrolled in the ninja school for several months, took a deep breath. Suddenly, the momentum of the whole body suddenly changed. Advertisement: the invisible chakra overflowed from the body and turned into a hurricane that fluttered wildly with long hair blowing on his clothes and back. Now try to inject the thunder attribute chakra into it to complete chakra's nature transformation. Yèyuè Guāng next to him guided. Hinata's teeth bite the drain tightly, and her cute face gradually lost cold sweat due to overconcentration of chakra. Sizzle, the sound that resembled a torn cloth suddenly echoed, and a faint electric light flashed by her shoulder. And Samui, Sister Azii, and Ma Bui who witnessed this scene were completely dumbfounded. The one just now is indeed the lightning-style chakra armor, right? Although it is only the prototype in the prototype. But you must know that this 627 girl is only 6 years old. Learn Third Raikage's Hell Stab in 10 years, no, now there are only 7 years left. At first it sounds like a fantasy, but now it seems that it's not impossible. Good job, Hinata, so good, so good. Yèyuè Guāng hugged Hinata and rubbed her sweaty face a few times. Okay, it's so uncomfortable, oh do-san, Hinata's face flushed. Look at you. What did Hinata learn when he was 3 years old? Suddenly, Sammy slapped Azii on the forehead with a hatred of iron and steel. Azii grieved and covered the place where he was beaten. They inherited the blood of the famous family Hyuga, although the surname is Yèyuè. And many more. Suddenly, Azii's inspiration flashed. Blood succession boundary? That, brother-in-law? A sly smirk suddenly appeared on Azii's face, and he thumped his hands to the side of Yèyuè Guāng. You seem to have seized a bunch of Sharingan, right? Chapter 69. The time is ripe, the second is more first order. Kirigakure. I helped you get 4 pairs of Uchiha Genin's eyes. They are basically single goose jade. The rest were taken away by the Cloud Shinobi ninja led by Yèyuè Guāng. In Mizukage's office, the white Zetsu avatar wriggled his body, took out 4 pairs of bloody eyes, and handed them to Uchiha Obito who was sitting on the Mizukage office chair. All other eyes were taken away by Cloud Shinobi under Yèyuè Guāng. These 4 pairs were obtained by the white Zetsu clone intercepting those Uchiha Genin who were going to hijack Uzumaki Naruto. Otherwise, you won't get a pair. Genins? Nothing, but it's enough. Uchiha Obito didn't feel unhappy, anyway, these Sharingan were just Izanagi consumables for him. Whether the pupil power is strong is not Chinese medicine at all, as long as it is Sharingan is enough. With these 4 pairs of Sharingan, I have 8 chances of resurrection. It's enough if you want to. Nagato, Konan, Itachi, Kisame, Sasori, Orochimaru, Kakuzu, Hidan, plus you and me, the 10 people originally planned for Akatsuki are enough. It's almost time to prepare the tail beast capture plan? White Zetsu asked, tilting his head. No, not yet. However, at this time, the black and white double jewel-layered Nepenthes came out from the floor on the other side and said. The guy Orochimaru actually wanted to capture Itachi's eyes. After being defeated, he defected, and now there is another vacancy. Well, anyway, Orochimaru didn't have a single mind with the organization from the beginning. Uchiha Obito said coldly. Just find it again. By the way, that Yèyuè Guāng seems to know your true identity, Obito. The body white Zetsu smiled strangely. Do you want to do something to him? The black Zetsu interface says. It may be because he has abilities like Uzumaki Mito's mental perception, but I don't think I need to worry too much. Even if he says it, no one believes it, you just need to continue to play the role of Uchiha Madara. You don't need to teach me how to do things. Run 2 waved his hand and scolded. The name, Uchiha leader, to him, is like black history, wanting to abandon the unforgettable existence. A few days later, Cloud Shinobi Ninja Hospital, hey. Azii, with his left eye wrapped in gauze, walked out of the hospital with a smirk. Seeing his brother's stupidity, Sammy couldn't bear to stay next to him and give him a kick. Thank you, sister. Peak was kicked. Azii was not annoyed, but said to Sammy with a smile back. Advertisement: he can transplant Sharingan. I have to say that it is all about the relationship. Originally, he was not qualified to transplant Sharingan at all. The reason why Fourth Raikage would stamp the transplant consent letter was because it seemed that Azii was Yèyuè Guāng's brother-in-law. Huh, Sammy snorted and said nothing more. By the way, sister, brother-in-law, what request did he ask of you? On the way home, Azii couldn't help but ask his inner curiosity. 2 days ago, when Azii proposed to transplant a Sharingan, Yèyuè Guāng actually didn't intend to agree at first. It wasn't the problem of going through the back door, but the aptitude of this kid as a ninja was really mediocre. Even with Sharingan, Yèyuè Guāng felt that there would not be much strength bonus. Finally, after discussing with Sammy, he said that if Sammy could agree to a request, he agreed to transplant a Sharingan to Azii. When Sammy heard this question, his icy face turned red instantly, and a whip kick kicked Azii far away with shame. What did I say wrong? Azii, who was kicked into the air, yelled without tears. Sammy trotted to the trash can and vomited a few mouthfuls. She wanted to go home and brush her teeth a few more times. Yi Kang and Uchiha Spring, who happened to pass by, happened to see this scene. I don't know what to think of. Yi Kang's expression has become a little complicated, but after a few seconds of entanglement, he walked up and patted Sam Yi's show back and said with concern. Is it all right? Ah, thank you. Seeing that the person who came was Yi Kang, Samui looked a little embarrassed. A few months? Yi Kang reported the omission and asked, consciously or unconsciously looking at Sam Yi's flat abdomen. And Uchiha Spring was even more scared to cover his mouth. Light, child of Lord Everbright. Sammy's expression became extremely exciting in an instant, and he shouted frantically in his heart. Yèyuè Guāng UB********* D. Nearly half a month has passed since the Uchiha genocide. In the beginning, Konoha obviously wanted to conceal this. After all, Uchiha's genocide is a huge loss for Konoha's combat power. At the same time, Konoha also lost a big help to deter other shinobu villages. Therefore, in a short period of time, they want to conceal this matter as much as possible. But such a big thing, Konoha blasted the pot early. How could it be possible to hide for how long? After half a month, the news was like throwing a torpedo into a calm lake, exploding a huge wave in the entire ninja world. Uchiha, being annihilated. Advertisement after Senju, the clan who created Konoha on the other side disappeared in the history of ninja world. For a time, many countries were in a state of hostility with the Fire Country in the previous few ninja wars. They all started to move around involuntarily. Fortunately, Sarutobi Hiruzen had already prepared and stationed a defensive line at the border to prevent enemy villages from vainly entering. Fortunately, the other 4 big villages didn't seem to have war on the surface. It may be that the loss of the Third Ninja World War is too great, and I don't want to start the war again when the old wounds have not healed. Or maybe just waiting for the opportunity. At the end of Konoha's 54th year, the Uchiha genocide occurred 2 years earlier than the original work. It symbolizes that Konoha's military strength has reached the weakest period in the history of the village. Yèyuè Guāng, who is a traverser, also knows. From this period until Konoha's 60 years of plot start time. Konoha, a fat sheep, is already bald and has no hair. At this time, the entire ninja world has entered a period of absolute peace in a true sense. All countries in Ninja Village have entered a period of peace. The new generations of ninja villages are also growing up gradually in the seemingly peaceful new era. But Konoha is known as the cradle of genius, before the 2 hanging walls of the prince and the 2 pillars were born. There is no more sign of a genius. Anyway, they were all ****** up. Time flies. Wang Li's, the 5-year period from Konoha's 55th year to Konoha's 60th year. The ninja world is basically in a calm state. At least on the face of it, nothing major happened. The Chunin exam, a new system jointly organized by Konoha, Cloud Shinobi, and Sand Shinobi, is still conducted in turn among the 3 large villages every year. Last year was Cloud Shinobi Village, and this year, Konoha's 60th year, it's Konoha's turn again. At the same time, whether it is Cloud Shinobi ninjas who have doubled their strength by getting Sharingan, Yèyuè and Uchiha, who are still officially serving as captains and team members of the Anbu squad in the village. Or White or Kimimaro, who has already been alone. They have all become the cornerstones of helping Cloud Shinobi reach the top of the ninja world. Not to mention the Hinata, who is most favored by Yèyuè Guāng and receives the most perfect teaching. In addition, Tanokuni, where there was no ninja village, suddenly established a small ninja village named Otogakure. And the debilitating and unconventional Konoha. All made Yèyuè Guāng realize that the time was ripe. Chapter 70 The Wrong Style of Hinata. Third more seeking first order. The graduation season of the new year is coming soon. Yèyuè Guāng stood at the top of the school building, with his hands crossed on the railing. Yao looked at the students below who were preparing for the graduation assessment. It is different from Konoha's cumbersome process of taking the first round of exams at the ninja school, then dividing into classes, and finally grabbing the bell to officially become genin. To become a formal genin at Cloud Shinobi is extremely simple. You only need to pass the ninja school graduation exam. And jonin doesn't have to bring 3. As long as you get permission from Raikage, you can bring 3 or only 1. And the content of the assessment is nothing more than starting from the 3 basic cores of the ninjutsu. There is an urgent secret letter. A Cloud Shinobi Anbu team member appeared next to Yèyuè Guāng with body flicker technique to report. Even with a mask on her face, the beautiful figure and the perfect back with butterfly wings have revealed her identity. Yi Kang. The other girl next to her, who also wears an Anbu uniform and a mask, is estimated to be around 17. Although it does not have the compelling and powerful attraction of Sam Yi or Terumi Mei. But it shows the unique temperament of a young girl. Uchiha Spring. Don't worry, let's take a look at the performance of my cute child. She was raised by my 650. Yèyuè Guāng hugged the 2 women's fragrant shoulders and smiled. Yi Kang's body trembled slightly, and he planned to shake off the opponent's pig's trotter by moving his shoulders calmly. Unexpectedly, before he could move, the opponent's hand quickly let go. This couldn't help making Yi Kang a little unhappy. Is it so unattractive? Well, after all, she is almost 30 years old, and her mentality has changed a lot compared with before. But Uchiha Spring was completely frozen, but fortunately, Yèyuè Guāng's hand was immediately released again. This made her barely relieved. I am the chief examiner in charge of recording graduation results this year, Mabui. At this time, Mabui, holding the data board in his left hand and a pen in his right hand, walked into the center of the playground and shouted to the candidates. The content of the exam is divided into 3 areas: ninja, body, and fantasy. Each student chooses his own field to challenge the examiner. As long as he can pass the examiner's approval, he can get the forehead protector and become an official Cloud Shinobi ninja. As soon as the voice fell, she, on the far left, took off the mask of her left eye, revealing the Scarlet 3-Hook King Yu Sharingan, exuding the shocking force that made the bunny Keiko fearful. Basidi. I am the illusion examiner who has confidence in my illusion. Who will come first? Uncle Killer B is the examiner in charge of physical skills. You little chickens who just came out of school. This uncle let 2 hands come to play with you. Oh yeah. The Killer Bee in the middle made strange gestures and hummed outrageous rap as always. Advertisement finally. Dawei, the original future 5th Raikage, scratched his head and came out lazily. I'm in charge of ninjutsu. I don't have too much pressure. You don't have to win, as long as you have the strength to be genin. Face Jonin. Even Killer Bee of Jinchuriki. A group of rookies facing graduation looked at each other, and none of them dared to take the initiative to stand up. Among the candidates, Amoy and Karui, who were the same age as Konoha 12 Xiaoqiang, but had no sense of existence at all, looked at Killer Bee in awe. He didn't dare to come forward to fight with him at all. Then, suddenly, a small hand with a white complexion, which is extremely rare in Cloud Shinobi Village, was raised. Immediately afterwards, a girl's voice with a gentle tone like a spring breeze sounded. Everyone in the playground couldn't help looking in the direction of the sound. It was a beautiful girl with a temperament like a daisy. The princess of Byakugan, Yèyuè Hinata. This is her nickname at the ninja school. With her appearance, the heart rate of many little ghosts suddenly increased. Wow Ming, it's still as beautiful as ever, Miss Hinata. Omoi with a lollipop spit out, but whoever dares to approach that eldest lady is dead. Cut, isn't it because dad is very good? Karui said with jealousy. She didn't admit that she was jealous of the other party's snow-white skin, and Yu Shangshu, who was obviously the same age as her, but had already begun to take shape. Any questions? Azabui asked with a gentle expression. Excuse me, which teacher should I look for in ninjutsu? Hinata asked softly. Several people face each other. Ninjutsu, as the name suggests, is a combination of ninjutsu and taiju. Throughout the dynasties, Raikage has accepted standard ninjutsu-type ninjas. It's my uncle, you little girl. Killer Bee bounced around. Hinata blinked her pure and flawless eyes, and nodded slightly to Killer Bee. Then please advise, Mr. Killer Bee. The moment he raised his head, Hinata subconsciously turned his eyes to look around. Advertisement seeing Terumi Mei and Sam Yi standing there beside the playground, smiling and beckoning to herself. Hinata couldn't help but smile and didn't respond. But not seeing that figure, the pretty face couldn't help showing some disappointment. Hinata, come on. Suddenly, with the sound of the radio waves coming into his ears, Hinata was shocked and looked up to the top of the teaching building on the right. I happened to see Yèyuè Guāng raising his hand and waving to himself. All of a sudden, Hinata just felt full of power all over her body. Can you start? Byakugan young girl who grew up. Killer Bee couldn't help being a little impatient. I'm very sorry, it's okay, Hinata quickly apologized. Then you should make the move first, lest you have no chance if this uncle makes a move. Killer Bee confidently patted Yuixin channel. Oh, wait and see, Killer Bee, old ba, she will surprise you all. Yèyuè Guāng on the top of the teaching building smiled. In the next instant, Hinata's eyes suddenly changed and blood veins suddenly burst and appeared. The faces of the official ninjas watching the battle suddenly changed. Is it Byakugan? But, it's not over yet. The dazzling golden lightning rose up from the seemingly weak and slender body, forming a natural protective shield. Even laymen can feel the terrifying deterrence. No, even lightning-style chakra mode. Darui, the examiner on the other side, murmured in shock. 8 Tails in the inner space reminded Killer Bee. Hey, you are younger than you, bang. 8 Tails' last word, heart, has yet to be spoken. The eyes under Killer Bee's sunglasses only felt an afterimage gleaming in front of them. Immediately afterwards, he felt a sharp pain in his jaw. The teeth in the bottom row even felt a strong sense of looseness. Looking down, the small fist broke out with inestimable destructive power.